Let's get Shabbat class going. Remember, today is the Shabbat. With all your strength and all your might, today can you be at peace? Yeah, rest from the madness, from the folly, from the weakness, from the distractions, and focus on the Most High. That's what the Sabbath's about. Does anybody got any questions before we touch on tonight's class on anything? La,
sir.
what you got there?
Mine was about the holidays, like Christmas and stuff like that.
About Christmas.
Yeah, well, all holidays, yeah.
All holidays.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Kinda. All right. If you got any anything else? Anybody else got anything quick before we touch on his thing?
Sir.
Live? Okay. Just a reminder. We're not going to be having class on the 24th because our High Holy Day is going to be that the 24th to the 31st, which is Hanukkah, Feast of Lights, which is the rededication of the temple. All right. Is somebody logged in online just to see? Ash, just to make sure. I don't be logged in. Just to make sure.
We good.
Okay. We remind y'all, brothers and sisters, that we have classes in San Antonio, Houston, Rochester, here in VA. A lot of these topics that we touch on, we've touched on them before. So you can use them as flyers if you have any questions. Houston channel is much bigger because we've been out there longer and we started on that channel. But we got many various topics, such as many themes. So take advantage of those things and take advantage of those things if y'all have any questions. All right. So nothing online.
Just got a prayer request.
Oh, the door. Anybody got the keys to the door? Prayer request. Okay. Okay. Shemayala what?
He said that he please pray for his ribs. She's not responding to him or the doctors.
Yeah. We will set up some prayers. Jeez. All right. Let's talk about these false holidays. You can title this class how the nations created a God.
Ooh.
Why? Because when you deal with these certain holidays, right? It's supposed to be holy days. Y'all know that, right? That's where that word comes from. Holidays is supposed to be holy days. And we're going off the question the brother Tay asked, just on all these so-called holidays that are that started already, right? Before we go into that, did you have any questions? What's your name, brother?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay. Did you have anything on anything? None. You good?
I'll be telling you.
Okay. All right. Well, if you got any question during class, just feel free to raise your hand. All right. We got you, bro. These so-called holy days, right, and how they came about, they were to replace our days. They were to replace our days. Somebody got a Zondervan. Who got your Zondervan? I want you to look up holy days in your Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. Look up holy days. Let's see if we look up holy days and or feast days. I think it's either one. Let's see if we find in there Christmas Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July. Let's see if we find them in the Bible. See, when you keep it simple, and a lot of people go back and forth with you on arguing about these days, like, well, why you don't do it? Because if you're a believer in Christ, right, you were supposed to be following the things Christ did, right? So, show me in the Bible where Christmas is in the Bible. Show me in the Bible where Halloween things, where they're just for the kids. But are you saying you're a believer? Yeah, I'm a believer. Well, then show me in the Bible where these things are at. See, that's a simple conversation you can have with a lot of people that will shut them down because they can't find it, right? So a lot of time, like all of us, why do you celebrate it? Why did you celebrate it?
For family?
You did it for family, right? Why else? Why these holidays celebrated? Why?
It was the only thing taught to us.
It was the only thing taught to us, right? Huh?
Everyone else was doing it.
Everybody else was doing it, right? And who taught you it? Who taught you these holidays?
Parents or your pastor at church.
Yeah, your parents, right? Or your pastor in church, right? Now, is it feast days? Is it under feast days? It's under feast days, right? It's under feast, right? All right, grab that for me. Hold on 1 second. Who taught you it? Mama, daddy, and the pastors, right? And who taught them that?
They parents.
Huh?
They parents taught them that.
Bruh, when we came over here in slavery, we weren't celebrating no damn Christmas. We was not celebrating Christmas when our ancestors got here. The Native American brothers, which is a lot of these 9.5 tribes, we weren't celebrating that. And then the 3 tribes, Judah, the so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Lord knows we weren't celebrating that. So where do these things come from? See, these things are started by the Gentiles, the nations. Now, you went in the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary and you're looking up what?
I just looked up feast.
Feast, right? No, feast is good. So these feasts are what they call holy days in the Bible, right? Just because they titled it under feast, biblically it's known as holy days, right? Right, and they took it and made it holidays, which is basically the same thing. So they're saying Christmas is a holy day. You hit that out.
Slide.
It's okay, but you gotta move it back. Yeah.
Oh,
What you got?
This is feast out of the Zondervan.
Uh-huh.
Says feasts were the sacred festivals of Judaism.
Right. So Judaism. Now, remember, this is a definition. Why did they put that title on the belief of what we believed in? Because they try to categorize the Bible and they deal with religion. Like, there's no such thing as Judaism. Like, go through the Bible and say, oh, you guys are going to study Judaism. So what are they basically saying? They're saying that the Jews, the believers, follow these feast days. You see that? That's what they're saying. See, remember, this is they still created the dictionary book, right? But there's something that's corrected here. Our feast days, right? And we know that because as we go through the Bible, it links up with the Bible, right? Okay, go ahead.
Which were occasions of public worship.
Right, well, occasions of what?
Public worship.
Right, because the only time you want to be separate is when it comes to Israelite stuff. Now you want to do it by yourself. Or I can do the Shabbat by myself. I can do our feast days by myself. But when you was in the world, you was around family. You was around friends. I don't care if it was one buddy that you went to the hookah bar with. You what? You went with him, right? That's what you call your holiday. but you did it with somebody. Our feast days are public worship. We were supposed to celebrate these as a nation. Go ahead.
There were 7 in all.
There were what?
There were 7 in all.
Right. Now we have 8 because of what? Well, we're going to be celebrating, which is Hanukkah, which was instituted by the Maccabean brothers, right? When we rededicated the temple, right? And somebody help me with that date. Somebody look up that date. I forgot. I don't know why I want to say 7/22, but I don't think that's right. But check that. Go ahead.
It goes into depth on each one.
Right. Don't go into depth. Just read them. What they are.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The Passover.
Right. So the Passover was our feast day. And when did that, why was that the initial start of our feast? Because that's when our nation began to be a nation. When we fled out of Egypt, it started with what? The Passover. The death angel passed over us, right? Killed all the Egyptians because they threatened to kill us. And we fled out, covered by Yahweh, right? And by the holy angels. It started out with the Passover. Go ahead.
Or Feast of Unleavened Bread.
And then in the Passover, why are they consecutive? The Feast of Unleavened Bread was part of us fleeing out. When we ran out of Egypt, we didn't have all the amenities. So when we made our bread, it was unleavened. So we had this 7-day unleavened, 7 days of unleavened bread. Right? So 7 days of unleavened bread, we wouldn't eat unleavened bread, right? But it was also commemorated something. It had to do with our history. What the hell are we doing now? Now think about it. Yes, these holidays, false days, they do have a commemoration. You are commemorating something.
Yes, you are.
Right? Thanksgiving is the commemoration of over 77 million North American Indians. You can read a damn kid's book and know that. Like, if you sit down and understand what happened on Thanksgiving, it wasn't them feasting. It was it was destruction. Right? Yeah, they sat and ate, but what happened after they ate? It was death. Right? But that's what you commemorate. That's what you agree to. That's what you have fun in. Oh, we're doing it just for the family. Yeah, but how many of us feast on the day your brother died, your mother died, your uncle died? Man, Tayshawn got shot right in the eyes today, man. Man, let's rejoice. Huh? Right? Tayshawn? Right? He got shot in the face. Oh, man, what are we going to do today? We're going to get together, man, eat some green grits, some ham hock, right? And that's how we think. We don't understand. It is a commemoration. But what are we commemorating? You see that? That's Thanksgiving. Then 4th of July was the independence of America, right? Were you independent? Was your ancestors independent when the independence started? Why are you celebrating? Why are you running around looking dumb as hell with flags on? Flag shoes and flag drawers on. Why? Tell me. For some reason, the black man, the Native American man in America loves supporting everything, this so-called patriotic idea. When you were a slave, getting burnt, getting hanged, getting killed on these days, you're still a nigga in 2025. But you trying to tell me back in what? What was it? Because I'm bad with American history.
1776.
Okay. I was going to say 1492.
You can say that too.
I'm bad with American history, but 1776, where were you? Huh? You was walking around like they try to put in movies now. Like, they're putting all these in these movies to make it seem like we were kind of equal. Hell no, that was the height of us getting burnt up, getting hanged, getting whipped, getting chased, right? but that narrative ain't being shown to us. Or they try to what? Narrow it down to one tribe. Oh, it was becoming independent. Like, brother, all these tribes were still being slaughtered, murdered. You see that? So what are we celebrating? We got to keep that in mind. You want to go to Halloween? That's straight up witchcraft and debauchery. So you need separate ones. Like, we have to go over, because there's a class on Halloween, there's a class on Christmas, there's a class on Thanksgiving. Like, you want it all consolidated, so I'm gonna kind of touch on that. But there's each one that goes into detail on those specific customs and where they come from. You see? So what else you got on there?
The Feast of Pentecost.
The Feast of Pentecost, which was 50 days after, 49 days after the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And then what did you do on the Pentecost? Anybody? All you Hebrews, come on now. Pentecost? Read it one more time. Read it again. You there? Cats are shrinking. Pentecost. What was Pentecost for? What?
It was 50 days after the
I said that.
Oh.
What did we do? I can't believe you asking him, Mike. Are you serious right now? What was Pentecost? Yeah, read it for him.
The Feast of Pentecost, or Feast of Weeks,
Right.
was celebrated 50 days after the Passover.
And what did we do?
The feast lasted one day.
Right.
It marked the completion of the wheat harvest.
The wheat harvest. So you would basically give your offering to the Most High. And you gathered. And you gathered and you commemorated.
Because your oppressor told you got it.
Right. The white devil. Your oppressor. What? Go ahead.
At which 2 loaves of bread made from the new grain were offered to the Most High.
Right. So our days had meaning. It was meaning behind it. When you get together on Christmas, what are you doing? What are you doing, Doc? What you doing? Going broke? What else? What are they? Well, first of all, they're mad as hell during this holiday.
Oh, yeah.
And I quote, like the guy said on TV, he said, God-forsaken holiday. Why? Because it is God-forsaken.
God.
Right? Because everybody just wants to spend. It's like everything else Americans do, not from the heart. And so they're bitter and angry as hell, walking up and down the mall, and spending money that they don't got.
Right.
And where's the joy in that? Where's the true love in that? Right? Or if you're really smart, right? Oh, it's just for family. I don't do Christmas. Then why you got many other times out of the year to do for family?
Right.
Why are you commemorating this day? Now, what the Christmas goes into, we're going to touch on all that. Idolatry. Right? It goes into false worship. So there's details, right? Yes, sir.
Did you still want the date for the?
Yeah, what is it?
First Maccabees chapter 4 verse.
No. Just tell me the date.
Oh, it says in the 140 and 8.
No, I wasn't saying that.
I thought you wanted to.
Nah, give me the date. Go ahead, read on.
The Feast of Trumpets.
The Feast of what?
The Feast of Trumpets.
So you got memorial blowing of the trumpets after that. Who knows what memorial blowing of the trumpets was? Y'all gotta stop this. You gotta stop this. That's what I'm saying. You got sight behind sight, but you don't know your feast days? You spiritual, huh? You tuned in, ain't you? But you can't name the damn feast day. Are y'all seriously? What was more? We do it every year. Some of y'all been here for 5 years already. What was memorial blowing of the trumpets for? What, sis?
The walls of Jericho?
Is it? Is it the walls of Jericho? Huh? What was the memorial blowing of the trumpets?
We just did the law class.
They don't be studying that.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's free. Free. Right? What is it? Go ahead and read it. Oh, go ahead. You know it. Go ahead. What is
I
it?
was gonna say the call the assembly. To call
Okay,
the
read what you got. You're right, but let's do it a little bit
It
more.
says, the Feast of Trumpets or New Moon was held on the first day of the 7th month, October, and began the civil year of the Jews.
So it begins our civil year, right? It was another gathering for us to come together, right? What else? And it was to summons us and gather us together. The trumpets represented the calling of the people, right? You were almost close, sis. The trumpets were used for that in Jericho, but this holy day is a little bit more. Google the date of Hanukkah. What? What else you got?
The Day of Atonement was observed 10 days later as a day of national penitence.
Penitence, which means fasting. So then after that, we had a fast, right? That feast day was for fasting. If you were here recently, we just did that. It was 1 day fast, penitence to the Most High. We would afflict our souls and not drink or eat any food. All right. What else? What you got?
I found the day of Hanukkah.
You don't understand what I'm asking. Go ahead, read.
The Feast of Tabernacles was the last of the feasts prescribed by the law.
The what?
The Feast of Tabernacles was the last of the feasts prescribed by the law.
So the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay. If y'all get this one wrong, man. 50 stripes. Everyone. 49 save one. All right? That's what the law says, right? So we're going to get you 49 stripes. If y'all forget the tabernacles, man, I'm disappointed. You know why? Because I done seen this. I done seen this happen. You know, another general come through and they ask questions. And then they be like, well, what are y'all teaching these brothers? Y'all act like y'all ain't getting this, huh? Come on, man. I'm embarrassed now. All right, tabernacles, who got it? 1, 2. I didn't call you. You got it. 1, 2. What? You know what it is?
Gone.
3, 4, 5. Tabernacles. Is that a hand, Hakawa? Was that a hand or a scratch? What does a hand? What else? Who else? Come on, everybody should be raising their hand. Okay, all right. So what's the Feast of Tabernacles, Haka?
We dealt in tents.
Okay, try. You're right, but can we? Let's. Come on, give me a little bit more. No. Oh my God! It's a Sabbath. Brothers are ready. Their bodies at rest. What? You understand what confidence are? To show the brother Tate, he's asking these questions. Go ahead.
We dealt in tents for 7 days.
Okay. What?
The Feast of Tabernacles is to commemorate the time when we were in the wilderness
There you go.
and we dwelt in tents.
Right.
And the Most High kept everything, our shoes from coming apart, our clothes from fading, rotten. You know, He kept us. He supplied all our needs while we dwelt in tents in
Right.
the wilderness.
There you go.
I know that.
God. But you see how our feast days commemorated something historically that had to do with us. You see, so everything had to do with us as opposed to what America told us. What America told us to follow. It ain't like what we're doing in this kingdom don't got nothing to do with you at all. It got nothing to do with you. And actually, you're what? You're it's idolatry. All right? And then the last one we're gonna be celebrating, like I said, that was added outside of the law, was the Feast of Dedication, which is also known as Hanukkah. Right? What's up?
And here, I think it's the Feast of Lights.
The Feast of Lights. You got it? Okay. Go ahead.
You got Purim too.
Oh yeah. Right, you did read Purim. Go ahead.
The Feast of Lights originated with the...
Oh, right. So I stand corrected because there was 2. You're right. Purim and the Feast of Lights. Yeah. Because you got, that was, who knows what Purim is? Esther? 1, 2. I'm going to call Mawala. Mawala, what was Purim?
It was when, nah.
Y'all got to be clear. Y'all got to know this. I can't even see behind. He's a wall, so I can't even see. No, you can. Hakawa, what is it at?
It was when we gave gifts to one another. We gifted each other.
You see how he broke down Feast of Tabernacles? That's how y'all supposed to be breaking this down. The history, the historical content, and then coming back in how many days it was and what we did. That's what he did, right? That's what him did. Sis, what is it?
Queen Esther.
She gotta be a Jew all the time and shit. Like everything. She gotta be a Jew. Go ahead, sis. You don't miss it.
Queen Esther helped the Israelites be saved by, I don't know the brother's name, but a heathen, from destroying the Israelites, right?
Read.
Don't read.
Don't read it? All right, who else? Go ahead. What you got?
It's the time that Queen Esther during our captivity of the Persians.
Okay.
Where
Persian to me.
and where Esther, Salakia, was the queen and saved the people through the fasting and things. And after she saved, Salakia, got too much. Where she,
Brother, y'all hand out flyers. Oh man, turn off the internet.
well, I know it though.
I know when y'all see. I know what it is. You get put on the spot. Somewhat of that, but you got to be able to, with confidence, know these things. Queen Esther, and who was her uncle?
Mordecai.
Mordecai teamed up, right, and in the spirit got favor of the king, right, and in getting favor of the king through Yahweh, right, of course. What happened? The Most High gave us favor among the nations, and we were able to do what? Practice again.
Yes.
We were able to practice our laws, right? Okay, so we celebrate Purim, right, to commemorate that. Yes, and it was done through Esther, and the Most High used Esther and Mordecai, right? Okay, and then we got Hanukkah, which, once again, I already dropped, was that it was the rededication of the temple during the time of Maccabees. We reconquered it and built a new temple. You see that? That makes sense? So, how many holy days? We're gonna have to do, you know what we're gonna do during the feast? We're gonna do some Bible trivia. Shalomaya, make sure Bible trivia is locked in. Alright, the ones who lose get 50 push-ups.
I got a game on the way.
Huh?
I got a game on the way.
You got a game on the way? Okay. Alright. So 9 holy days. Right? It should be 9 holy days. Correct me if I'm wrong. 9, right? 7 and then the 2, right? Okay. So let's go back because that was brutal. Go to Exodus 20 and 3. So I told him to title this class "How the Nations Created a God," because he like I was explaining to him, like the class on Christmas is one whole class. Class on Halloween is one whole class. So we're gonna touch on the Christmas part on this one. Go to read that Exodus 20 and 3.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
See, that was the commandment from the beginning. What commandment is that? Wow, I'm gonna hate. Bro, everybody's hand should be up. What commandment is that? A card. The first commandment, right? Read it again now.
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
That was the commandment. The Most High said we should have no other power that controls us that is above the Father. No other power. That's what power means. God's. God's means power. Right? So the things that control us, it wasn't supposed to be outside of what the Father laid down. That's the law. And when you deal with these holy days or so-called holidays, right? Because remember, it's supposed to be the same thing. I'm using that word, holy day, because that's what they're saying. They're saying Christmas is a holy day. It's not. Right? Because they say it. Oh, the holidays. Thanksgiving is a so-called holy day. You put these things before the Most High. And the commandment, the rule was, don't put them before the Most High. Go to Deuteronomy 6:14. Go to Deuteronomy 6:14, and then somebody give me Psalms 81 and 9. Listen, I might call the scriptures quick. Don't worry. The brother's gonna read them again. We're gonna repeat where we're at again, so nobody's gonna get passed by. We're gonna save the scriptures a few times. All right. So read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
Ye shall not go after other gods.
See, that was the commandment. Now, when you deal with this so-called holy day that is coming up, that everybody's going to be feasting and eating in, right? That your family is going to throw the guilt trip on you, and you're going to be what? You're going to be all mushy on the inside because they want you to sit down with them on this day and commemorate this day and eat to this day and eat to this God, right? Do you know why I took you to the basics? Because the Most High said you weren't supposed to have no other gods. You weren't supposed to have no other powers before you. What did the Most High say? Where is Christmas in the Bible? Where is it? It's there, but let's see how it's talked about, right? It wasn't commemorated. It wasn't celebrated, right? Read that. Read on.
Of the powers of the people which are round about you.
Right. Read it 6:14 again. This is important.
God.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 14.
Now, listen, y'all, don't stare at me. You're supposed to be opening up your Bible and knowing where we're reading. The only way you're going to get sharp, and if you're coming here to learn, you got to open up your Bible, go to the verse, read the verse yourself so you can know that what the verse says. Because if you're looking at me, I could be making something up. You got to read. Open up your eyes and look at the verse. Read it again.
Ye shall not go after other gods.
Go ahead.
Of the powers of the people
Right.
which are round about you.
Read it what it says.
God.
So they can understand. Because we know in Hebrew what it means. But this is a baby G. Right? Meaning they're not the Most High.
Right.
We know these gods are not the Father. Right? They're idols. Go ahead.
Ye shall not go after other gods.
Go ahead.
Of the gods of the people which are round about you.
So why you don't celebrate Christmas? Because there are other gods that don't have nothing to do. When it comes to the idol worshiping customs like Christmas, well, what about Thanksgiving? That's just a day of thanks. No, it's not. No, it's not a day of thanks. Well, what about Halloween? That's just a day that you dress up. No, it's not. That's straight witchcraft. A day commemorated to death, to destruction, to seance, right? To things outside the Most High. And I'm saying this slow because a lot of the kids in here that go to school, they don't know how to rebuttal when why you don't celebrate Christmas? You should be articulate enough to be able to explain to somebody, yeah, these things are not biblical, and I don't serve things that are outside of the Bible. Then, if you think about how much random madness you know. Think about it. How come you don't know randomly where Halloween comes from? Because you're not sitting there and you're not going through the book. And you're not going, listen, you can get some, we done did Halloween class, really good ones that go into detail. Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you got to think about it. You young brothers, teenagers, young sisters, teenagers that don't know how to articulate and break that down, that's because that don't interest you. But the scriptures tell you what? Be ready to answer any question. Right? Concerning your faith. That's why a lot of times you get shook. You don't want to wear fringes at school. Why? Because they're going to ask you a question. You got to be ready to stand up and be like, nah, I know what it is. Okay? So, go from there. Go to Psalms 81 and 9.
God.
Psalms 81 and 9. You got it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 81 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
There shall no strange God be in thee.
Right. There should know what?
Strange God be in thee.
Yeah, Christmas is a strange God. Let's go to the New Testament and find out, did the apostles celebrate Christmas? Ted, have you looked that up? Did the apostles celebrate Christmas when Christ died and he left back to the Father? Did the apostles sit down and prop up a Christmas tree? You got to know that. Somebody, see, I keep saying it. Why do people think religious people are cultish? Because you what? You go in zombie mode and you just listen to what's being said and not being able to prove it yourself. You guys got to have some confidence and some strength within yourself to know, damn, if somebody asks me what I'm going to do, I don't know, but I'm going to take you to someone that do know. You going to use the old saying? I don't know, but my pastor do know. You are the pastor. You're a nation of kings and priests. All I'm doing is getting you up to par with your priesthood. But you guys got to be able to be ready to answer these questions. See? But what are you studying? TikTok? What are you scrolling in? Instagram? You should be ashamed to not know your holy days. You should be ashamed. Because if I tell you to blurt out the customs of America, you're going to say it. Yeah, Halloween, Thanksgiving, you even go to President's Day. Oh, yeah, that President's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. What the hell you got to do with the Irish? See? So, you guys, brothers and sisters, man, got to have a little more pride. A little more pride in yourself, in what you're saying you believe in it. Right? Read that. Where are we at?
Psalms chapter 81 and verse 9.
Then somebody give me Ephesians 5. Go ahead.
There shall no strange God be in thee.
Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou worship any strange God.
Neither shall ye worship any strange God. The Most High is not dealing with idolatry. The Most High is not dealing with these things that are put above the Father. He doesn't want you to be about that. So, if you needed the plain, straight out, thou shalt not, there you go. Right? That's what they need, straight out. Thou shalt not. And where is it in the Bible that it was okay? So the thou shalt not is there, but I don't see the okay. Neither shalt thou worship any strange God. And all these things that we serve, these customs are strange to us. And I know you're like, well, they're not strange to me. That's what I grew up with. But they're strange to the Father. Right. And when coming back to the knowledge of the Most High, you start to realize that, dang, these don't got nothing to do with the Father, so they should be strange to you as well. Go to Ephesians 5 and 5. God. Now, I want you to look up the definition of idolatry. Read that, Ephesians 5 and 5.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5.
Go ahead.
For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person,
right,
nor covetous man,
go ahead,
who is an idolater,
who is a what?
Who is an idolater,
who is a what?
Who is an idolater,
who is a what?
Who is an idolater,
go ahead,
hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Mashiach and of Yahweh.
See, you don't realize you're dealing with idolatry though. They're like, well, I don't got a statue. What the hell you think the Christmas tree is? What do you think it is? Well, I don't got an ornament. What do you think you put on the Christmas tree? Ornaments. You bow to this tree. That's why it's set up for you to what? Get on your knees and put gifts down before it. It's set up that way. Right? But you're what? You doing it for the family, then why you gotta set the tree? Why you gotta set the tree up? What the tree gotta do with it? See? And then when they talk about the religious concept, then you got them there too. You're like, well, that ain't in the Bible. You see? But who tried to go on the rant with us? The tree is Christ. Oh, I think it was the sister. What's her name? Aaron's. Right? She trying to go up the tree. I'm like, sis, show us that in the Bible. She know what the hell she talking about. She just repeating something. Right? What you got?
Idolatry.
Right?
The worship of idols.
The worship of idols. The worship of Christmas is an idol. That tree has to do with idolatry. We're going to go into that. Go ahead.
Images.
It has to do with what?
Images.
Or you worship images. Remember, not having images, because images and engraving is basically everywhere. This is an image. Right? Your grandmama's picture, that's an image. So that's another one we got to talk about, because cats do that too. Well, oh, you know what? That's an image. It said don't bow to them. It never said don't have them, because we had images all through the temple, right? Yeah, we had images all through the temple of angels. What do you think the Ark of the Covenant is? Literally idol. An idol. Right? But not to be bowed down to. So it's what? It's just an image. See? But if you bow to it, it's what? It's an idol. Right? It's your grandmama until you bow to it.
Until you start putting incense.
Until you start putting incense in.
Candles. And kissing the picture before you leave.
Yeah. Then it's a what?
Idol.
It transformed from an image, oh yeah, that's grandma, to now it's an idol. See, we were never supposed to do that. Bow to these images. Go ahead.
Or anything made by hands.
So anything made by hands, that is an idol. Right? See, now that's why you can go to Walmart and get a plastic one, right? Because they want to keep the image, the idolatry going. Right? What's up?
Kind of have another definition
Of idolatry?
Kind of, it's in the Zondervan.
Go ahead.
It says that in the Zondervan Comeback Bible Dictionary, idolatry.
Right?
The gods had no moral character whatsoever, and worshipped them, and the worship of them carried with it demoralizing practices.
See, and we're gonna get into that. And see, that's why the Most High is not with these things. First of all, because you're putting this up above the Most High, and then what does it take you into? Demoralizing practices. The things you have to do to demoralize yourself and abase yourself to this power, God. Right? What else you got?
It says, including child sacrifice, prostitution, snake worship, human and animal images of these deities were worshipped.
That's what Halloween, that's what Easter, that's not in the Bible. That word is one time in the Bible, and it tells you that word is improperly translated. It says properly translated Passover. But once again, show me on the Passover where they went and hung they went and hunted for eggs and bunnies. Where did that come from? You painted eggs. That never happened. So you see how everything is distorted? That's why you got to have a basic knowledge of what you're dealing with. Or you're just going to do what you did in the world. Right? You're just going to be a follower. Right? You brothers are being shown and taught. You brothers and sisters are being shown to be leaders. Right? That means that you should be able to speak this, know this, but you got to study. Right? Just like you do what? Those school tests, right, Dave? You what? You got to get those tests done. Right? And I know you use ChatGPT a lot, but you can't use ChatGPT with the scriptures. Because you got to retain it, you got to believe it, you got to understand it, it got to be in you. Right? What?
It says, or anything which is not God.
Right, or anything which is not the Most High. So the Most High is straight telling us an idolater is not going to enter into the kingdom of heaven, period. See, so don't try to play it off and act like, well, it's for the family. I don't know what you're talking about. Then why are you bringing that tree? Why are you bowing before that tree? Right? Then, well, I don't do the tree. We just do gifts. How is this day commemorating the day of Christ then? Show me in the Bible where Christ said, bring gifts to each other on my death. Christ's Mass, right? Christ's Mass. That's what it's supposed to be, right? The Mass of, right? The Mass of Christ, right? The massacre of Christ, right? What you were gonna say? Go ahead.
But it's still idolatry.
Yeah.
Because when you deal with the word, and that's why it doesn't really roll off our tongues as breaking the commandments,
Right.
even though you know it's pagan. A lot of people we deal with in these malls today, they go shopping and know that. I mean, we're in the age of information. If you don't know that Christmas is not in the Bible, I mean, you're under a rock. But a lot of people know it and don't consider it idolatry because what is worship?
Yeah.
So you don't get into the understanding of what worship is.
Right.
Worship is when grandma call your phone and say your cousins is in from Florida. What you mean you're not gonna come and see him? You ain't see him in a whole year. You actually get a bubble up feeling to consider that. That's worship because worship deals with reverence.
Right.
The same way that the scriptures are supposed to make us consider the Father in our thoughts and our actions. Well, that's what this idolatry when we start worshiping and reverencing. But grandma gotta say, uncle gotta say, daddy got to say, anybody got to say.
And then it becomes a power or a God before the Father. That's like you saying what your mama got to say is more important than what the Father has to say.
Yeah.
What God has to say. That ain't how it works, man. Not reality. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, but my dad, what he got to say is more important than the Father. No. Dad got to submit to the Word. He got to go along with this, and then we agree. Right? Now, that doesn't, I'm not saying disrespect him or nothing. I'm still saying that I can't go along with what you're saying, Dad, because that's not of the Father, right? Well, what's the definition of worship?
Worship, Noah Webster, 1828.
Go ahead.
To adore.
To what?
To adore.
To adore. That's why you run around, because you adore this so-called holy day. Remember, I'm using that word for a reason. You're saying Christmas is a holy day. When we just read all the holy days in the Bible. Go ahead.
To pay divine honors to.
You pay honor to this. This is worship. So don't come with that, well, I'm not worshiping nothing. No, you remember it. You remember it like it's like you do birthdays. Right? We didn't do those. But see, that you remember it. You adore it. Go ahead.
To reverence with supreme respect.
Now look up the word reverence. Read on.
And veneration.
Right. With respect and veneration. Now click on veneration. Check these words out. This is why you gotta study, man. Y'all gotta look these things up, man, because it's a lot of things that you're not realizing you're doing against the Father. What you got? Reverence.
This is the Google definition. It says deep respect.
See? Deep respect. That's why if you were to go to Mama's house and say, Mama, y'all doing wicked celebrating Christmas, you'll probably be thrown out of there butt naked. They'll beat you with sticks and throw you out the damn house, won't they?
Don't bring that in here.
Don't bring that in here. But then she'll go tell your rib how to be a demon in her house. Right? She'll tell you how not to celebrate. You'll go over there and try to impose the word. She don't want to hear that. But she'll go right back and try to be a demon in your house. See, y'all got to understand what you're giving yourself to. What? There was a hand?
And I was at the time when I told my mom Christmas was a devil holiday. She smacked me in my face out.
See?
And told me I wasn't her son no more. She told me get out of her house. You're not my son.
You should have said right. You're right, Mom. I'm not yours. The Father got me. He got me now. What? Go ahead. You.
Okay, veneration.
Uh-huh.
The highest degree of respect and reverence.
See? The highest degree of respect and what?
And reverence.
See? That's why you feel bad not doing Christmas. I know some of them feel real bad not doing Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Right? You understand this? Go ahead. Go there. Go to Romans 1.
1-25.
Yeah.
Con.
Because it's not until you really sit back and see how much power people have over you. That's why, as Hebrew Israelites, when we go to read Exodus 23:1, we edify in that. Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and even when we took idolatry, it's like, well, I don't have idols. I don't have powers. Yes, you do.
Right.
Yes, you do. Why are you considering? If you say you love God, remember, according to the scriptures, if you're doing this whole, I got my private interpretation, Jesus know my heart thing, this is not good. But if you're the 1/3, the Hebrew Israelites, that's worshiping the Most High in spirit and in truth, then you got to consider every single thing that you was taught in the world. And what we were taught is to put everybody and anything above the Most High. That's why you got Israelites that tuck their fringes for Thanksgiving. You got Israelites that's considering, but damn, that's my cousin though. He was there from day one. So, but why he's not with you right now? See, a lot of times we don't realize how the Most High is separated. He gave you the truth to separate you from things and people that had too much power. Too much power and how did they pull you away from the truth? They pulled you away from the truth because you thought that I can serve God any way I want. Mm-hmm. Read where you at.
God, Romans chapter 1, verse 25.
Yeah.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Right, okay, so you know that. Christ's birthday is not in the Bible. There was never his followers, his disciples, his apostles, the believers giving gifts for Christ's birthday. Mm-hmm. Right? He never told you to reverence me.
Right.
It was all about the Father with Christ. But who changed that? Everybody that you can't get away from. Everybody that still got a pull and a power on you. But you still want to be yoked with them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
We worship the creature. That's what, when you look at grandma's call, you know what she called you about? It's like, man, I know she, or they got you in a family chat. And you just gotta act like you don't have a feel. That's the things that you put up before the Most High. The creatures. The creatures are not supposed to have more power, more consideration than the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you gotta see. That's what these days, even though you got the truth, even though you wear your fringes, even though you know Christ is black, but why does these things still have power? Well, you have to change your mind. You have to go back to the Father. Finish it up.
Mm-hmm.
Who is blessed forever. Amen.
So go from there, go to Psalms 96, verse 5. So I just wanted to start out for him to remind him, like give him the basics, show him that that the Most High plain out told us we weren't supposed to serve no other gods, no other deities. We weren't supposed to bow to them. We were supposed to reverence them, right? Psalms 96, verse 5.
Psalms.
No, I'm sorry. Go to 1 Corinthians 8 and 1. And then hold that Psalms 96 and 85. Somebody get it. He ain't got it, bro.
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Moreover, brethren.
1 Corinthians 8 and 1.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 5. For those
I said 8 and 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 1.
Oh, I'm going crazy. Yo. 5. Go ahead.
Now as such things offered unto idols.
Read.
We know that we all have knowledge.
Right.
Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth.
Go ahead.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know.
Go ahead.
But if any man love God, the same is known of him.
Read.
As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered and sacrificed unto idols.
Go ahead.
We know that an idol is nothing.
Idol's what?
Nothing.
Is what?
Nothing.
Idol's what?
Nothing.
And concerning eating and eating before them, see, that's a whole nother subject too. We're gonna get into that though. But I wanted to show you that these idols are nothing, right? Go to Psalms 96 and 5. Read that.
Gone. Psalms chapter 96 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Right.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Are y'all listening how strong that is? That's an emphatic what? Straight up. Like all these nations, they believe in idolatry. And I know you're like, well, what about Buddha? Idol. Hare Krishna, idol. Muhammad, idol. Now, I know, but you got to know where these religions stem from. The Kaaba stone is an idol. They got it in Mecca, surrounded by a cube. And they circle this cube and bow to it. It's called the Kaaba stone. Right? That's an idol. That's what their religion was founded on. Well, you worship Jesus. See, that's your problem. You err not knowing the scriptures. We worship the Father.
God.
That's right.
See?
God.
See, they always get it wrong because they've never been taught what the scriptures say. They're going from what Christianity believes.
Right.
Like, we don't believe that. You've been tricked.
Yeah.
So all these religions are idols, right? How about L. Ron Hubbard? Y'all know him? Scientology?
Oh,
Scientology, you know that's damn madness, outer space foolishness.
Stuff with aliens or something?
It's like, yeah, alien, it's so weird. But I know this, they ain't teaching the scriptures.
Right.
You see that? You want to deal with the Masons? Masonic? That's straight up devil worship. Right? You can be any religion you want to be and be a Mason. Let's think about that. Let's think about what you're doing there. But you're still a Mason, but you can have any other God under your title. See, the gods of the nations are idols. That's why we got to understand what we're dealing with. And know that how you came to the truth cannot be the same way. It can't be the same idea, right? Go from there. So let's go into this. So how they create these things. Go to Isaiah 44 and 8.
Come. Isaiah 44, verse 8. Fear ye not.
All right, listen. From now on, con is when you got it.
Come.
From now on, everybody, when you got it, it's a con. If you're still flipping, it ain't con. Go ahead. Con?
Psalm chapter 44 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Fear ye not, neither be afraid.
Go ahead.
Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses.
Right, talking about us. That we should have nothing to fear. Jehovah's Witnesses are Israel. Right?
That's not a denomination.
That's not a denomination. Yahweh's witnesses are Israel.
Right.
You are my witnesses. Go ahead.
Is there a God beside me?
Right. What other power is there beside the Most High? Well, there is for the ones that put up these things before the Father. And that's what they've done. They put up things before the Father. What do you put up before the Father? That's your God. What's more important than what the Word says? All right. What line have you drawn in the sand when it comes to the Word? See, I know different ways to ask your brain. Because your brain is telling you certain things the way you logically think about it, right? Okay, what line did you draw in the sand and say, I won't go past that for what? For what?
Accountability.
That's what I'm saying. What's your God?
Mama.
What's your God? So we're dealing with straight up idolatry. Yes, the actual now you got an image in front of you, but some gods are rappers. They look up to people, right?
God.
The sixth God, right?
God.
That's what they believe. That's what they think. And we might think it's funny, but guess what? There's somebody out there that's like, what are you talking about? Like, man, my idol is Jay-Z. My idol is P. Diddy. Well, Bow Wow say I miss P. Diddy parties. Right? Because that's what he believe in. That's real to him. Like what we're saying doesn't got nothing to do with the Father. Go ahead.
Right. Yea, there is no God.
Right?
I know not any.
Right. The Most High is proclaiming, where's the God at? I don't know any. Where they at? What are they doing? Because all the gods of the nations are idols. They're made up. Huh? You remember when you were 3 and you were playing with your G.I. Joes? Huh? That's how the gods of the nations are. Right? Poo, poo, poo. They're fake. They're phony. They're not real. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They that make a graven image.
Right. They that do what?
They that make a graven image.
So this is how these things are created. Remember, we just read all the gods of the nations are idols. Right? So when you look at the inception, a lot of these religions, it starts with idolatry. Now, even though they shove them in the back, it's still there. They shove them in the back and they try to bring it to this conscience age, right? Oh, you know what? It's about meditation. Yeah, it's about meditation. Oh, really? Yeah. Hinduism is about meditation. So you're like, well, what's wrong with meditating? The Bible says meditate there day and night, right? But they're not telling you to meditate on the Most High. Right. They're not telling you to meditate on the scriptures and the word is the Holy Spirit and the law is supposed to be in you. They're not telling you that. So you're now mixing, this is what this age is doing. They're mixing what? Ideas with the Bible. Philosophies. Right? But when it started, this philosophy started with other gods and deities and idols. And then you want to talk about, we were talking about that the other day, Oshun.
Yeah, that's like the girl we talked to today. She was talking about, she was worshiping our ancestors, burning sage.
Wakanda forever, huh?
She had the little African continent piece, and she said that a lot of people don't realize how much. Well, she said how much you were a prisoner to that. She said she realized there was no profit in her burning the sage, right? Worshiping her ancestors, doing all of this spirituality, because she had something. She had one of those sleep paralysis interactions, and she said she in her ignorance she called on Jesus, but that's when that demon fled.
Right.
And she said
the Black Panther came.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's real.
But Most High make a fool out of you, man. I'm telling you.
But think about it. We were once Gentiles carried away with dumb idols. Like you did it some way. And like I said, it might not have been an actual statue, but who was your idol in the world? Who'd you look up to beyond the Father? Right? Who did you aspire to be like beyond the Father? Right? Think about it. Who? Anybody? Who did you want to be like? No aspirations to be like rappers and singers and movie stars?
Oh, kind.
Huh? About a lawyer, doctor, somebody? Okay, all right, we got righteous people in here. Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, grew up in the 90s.
Right.
Shit, I want to be like Usher back in the day.
See? Now, tell the truth and shame the devil.
For real.
AI, let it burn.
Hey, come on, man.
Let it burn, right?
And that confession's on repeat, bro.
But see, that's the truth. It's not make-believe. We did it on some level, and what that did is put that thing up above the Father. And that's why it's hard for us to come back and submit to the Most High.
We can't stand to us.
Right. Attract. Where you at?
Psalms 106. Psalms 106 and 35.
Yeah.
Psalms chapter 106 and verse 35. But we're mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Right. From the beginning, the Most High dealt with Adam, the Adamites, right? He told us to not look at what these other people were doing. But look at today. Look at today. Like, are we not? How do you put yourself in the spirit of America as a black man, a Hispanic man, Native American man? How do you celebrate these holidays? when it has nothing to do with you? Well, it's because you're mingled. Your mind is mingled, your spirit is mingled, right? It's not washed, cleansed, and set apart, right? It's not holy like we were supposed to be as a nation. No, it's now defiled with their ways, their customs. So we're doing this. So even when you come into the truth, it still pulls on some of us to say, why I can't do these things.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What's wrong? I don't believe in Christmas. I don't got a tree, but why I can't be with them? Well, we was never supposed to be with unbelievers, with the defiled, with the uncircumcised, right? Read.
Yea, they sacrificed their son,
Verse 36.
Verse 36. And they served their idols.
Right. We're serving our idols because you still think like an American.
Right.
You still think like an Edomite. And that's the only way that you can really explain it.
Right.
Because again, you got the information. It's not like you didn't know, like, oh wow, I didn't know the tree had pagan origin. You know that. And if you don't, we're going to go into it. But a lot of us sitting here do know that.
Yeah.
But it's saying, we finish it up.
Which were a snare unto them.
But because that's what you were ingrained with, it's been planted in your mind
Right.
from the time you was little, like the little girl today, she barely could walk. Man, Christmas. And I was like, oh, so sad. So sad. Because if she don't get the truth, she's going to be like what I said the other day. The other day, I seen Papa about 60-something years old, and his children is in their 20s, and everybody's got on Christmas pajamas. But you a so-called black man in Virginia about to have your kids standing around a white man? A fictional white man? That's sad to me. That's a snare. That's a snare in the trap, because now when the scripture says never trust thy enemy, who's my enemy? How can Santa be my enemy? How can America be my enemy? You air not knowing your history.
Yep.
You air not knowing the scriptures.
There was some of us, man, that we never backed down, that we ran into the battle to die for honor. And there was some of us that consented to his religion and what? Submitted to it.
Yeah.
So when you look at a lot of Native American tribes, some of them, majority of them submitted, some man fought to death. When you look at a lot of brothers, the tribe of Judah, they fought to death.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But there's no more backbone in a lot of our people. We've been wore down. That's why it says they shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to wear us out to where it's like, well, that's not really important. Well, you'll see when your son, your daughter, when they go to the left-hand side, how strong the God of this world is. When they're dealing with lesbianism or transgenderism, it don't hit you. And then it still might not hit you. You might be happy about it. You might be the dang man. I didn't know his daughter was transgender. What's the comedians?
Oh,
David Marlon Wayans. Yeah, his daughter. And then I just found out, dang, Denzel Washington, his daughter.
She's gay.
Bro, her wife is like 7'7", a tall Edomite. But are they caring about judgment? Nah, they're not. I keep saying it, like, this is only real to us. The truth is only seen through the ones that want to wake up to it.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just gonna love living the lie. All right, jump back to Isaiah 44. Let's go through these verses on how they create their gods. Go ahead.
Isaiah 44, verse 9.
Go ahead.
They that make a graven image.
So they make a graven image. Right, what else? Go ahead.
Are all of them vanity.
Right.
And their delectable things.
Their delectable things, go ahead.
Shall not profit.
Right. It shall not what?
Shall not profit.
Look up the word delectable. Let me show y'all something. Check this out. It shall not profit. And this is what we have to see with these customs of these nations. The ideas of these nations. Go ahead. Delectable. What you got? Somebody? Swift? Go ahead.
It's a Google definition. It says extremely beautiful or attractive.
See? Why do you think you dress up the tree? Why do you think you give reverence And what's the other word that it said?
Pay homage.
Homage, but the other one we looked at?
Veneration.
Veneration. That's a strong word right there. You give veneration to these things.
It says the things that they delight in.
They delight in it. That's why, and they did it. They took, our festival is known as the Feast of Lights, because we lit the candles, right, on the feast day, right? Now they took that, and now you got cars running down the street with lights on. And, you know, it sucks, because it's like, you gotta hate lights now? No, you can't. Like, the lights look nice, right? But what are they doing it for? You know? And kids, right outside the house, it looks beautiful, right? It's pretty, the lights, the colors, and you're like, wow, that looks good. But what are they doing it for? To wear down your senses and for you to say, be sympathetic to these things. Well, why? Why is it wrong? It's pretty, right? That's why at the young age, if you don't teach the kids, what happens? They ooh lights. So, like the kids, Yahweh Asiyar, Shemaywan, they all, when it comes up on YouTube, they're like, change it, that's Christmas. Right? They shut that down quick, but they had to be shown that we don't do that. Those things, that's not our customs. And then what our customs make it, we do the things for the kids to remind them why they need to be happy for their holy days. See, that's why it can't just be us in the circle playing cards. It got to be something for the kids.
Joy and gladness.
Joy and gladness for the kids, right? You know, because they got to have fun too.
Right.
See? And then, you know, what I wanted to do for our kids is like the 8 days when they start, they do something every day to remind them, whether it's a brother's name from the Maccabees, right? Whether it's a candle, doing something to get them for those 8 days to remember this is our feast day.
Right.
Even though they try to put it on Christmas and they try to mix it and make sure it falls on, right, our day, it doesn't matter, right? We still know the truth, right? Go ahead.
And they are their own witnesses.
Right?
They see not.
They what?
They see not.
They're blind. That's why their houses get burnt the hell down. Right? Well, why their houses get burnt? Because you put a damn Christmas tree in there, and it happens every year. Somebody gets burnt down because this false day commemorates nothing but lies, falsehood, witchcraft, then idolatry, worship of another god, worship of deities. Go ahead.
Nor know.
Right. Go ahead.
That they may be ashamed.
See, that they may be ashamed. They don't know. They don't know. You know what I mean? They're walking down the street, you know, like you said, grown-ass men wearing Santa Claus hats. Is Santa Claus real? Right, and that's what a lot of what old girl do some years back on Fox News. Santa Claus is real, kids. Like, somebody send a missile launcher to this damn. But what are they gonna keep doing? They're gonna keep pressing.
They are.
Why you gave up, like, you know what, I just give in. Oh, where you said touch my toes? While you're giving up, they're like, we gonna keep sticking you. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't give up. So while you're tired, you're like, yeah, con, I get it, wicked, they're off. They're still pressing until they get your children, until they get your mind, until they get you.
Right.
And then you what? You reject the Father. That's their job. Go ahead, read down.
Who have formed a God.
Right. Who have what?
Who have formed a God.
Who have formed a God? Check that out. Well, they think they have, right? They think they've created a God. They think they created a power, something to look up to pray to. And that's what these gods are created for. For you to do away with the Father. You don't need the Most High. You got Christmas. You got this deity. You got Buddha. You got the Hindu religion. That's why you do every damn thing before you get to righteousness. Because you know what righteousness is? It's simple as obeying. Like you can't see nothing. So you want to what? You want something obtainable. Like, yeah, y'all want me, so just do? But I don't see nothing. Like, I gotta see something. All the gods of the nations are idols. The Most High is the unseen God. You should know He's there by what all He created. Right? But that's the problem. That we grown up like damn heathens and Gentiles, and so the Jews require a sign now. You want to see it. You want to see it right before your face, right? That's why you'll celebrate or you'll worship Hindu religion. You'll worship all these the meditation ones. Those are the ones that get you, right? I'm gonna meditate, right? But that ain't got nothing to do with the Most High.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read on.
Or molten a graven image
Go ahead.
that is profitable for nothing.
What's the Christmas tree good for? Nothing. What's the cobblestone good for? Nothing. Right? What is the big Buddha sitting there with a thing of food and some incense at the front of your local Chinese? And they bold with it too. Some of these cats that got money, they put his fat butt right there. Right at the front. You walking in, you gotta go to the buffet, and who's there? Buddha. Right? Khan. But we know the gods are nothing. They're idols. Right? See? Go ahead.
Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen, they are of men.
Right. They are all what?
They are of men.
They are of men. You know why I put this chapter here to remind you, it's you that are creating these idols. It's you that go get the Christmas tree. It's you that go take the pilgrimage to Mecca and circle the dang, I don't know how many times it is, but circle the cobblestone. It's you. You give this power. It's you that dress up your kids like little rappers, little thugs, and little hoes on Halloween.
Yeah.
It's you that give it the power.
You.
Right? It's man. Go ahead.
Let them be gathered together.
Read.
Let them stand up.
Go ahead.
Yet they shall fear.
Right. Let them be gathered together and let them stand up. They're gods and the man. Go ahead.
And they shall be ashamed together.
And guess what? The idols and the ones that created them are going to be ashamed together. The Most High don't deal with idolatry. Go ahead.
The smith with the tongues.
Go ahead.
Both workers in the coals.
Right.
And fashioneth it with hammers.
Yeah, there's some idols that I watched this whole series in 60 minutes that they're basically teaching. We talked about it before too. These statues, but these statues are straight old idols, and they're worth. They want them so bad they will cut them in half and sell them on the black market. They go back and get the other piece and sell it on the black for millions of dollars. And these are just damn statues and idols. They're nothing. They're stones that were created by man thousands of years ago or hundreds of years ago, and they wanted them to be in their house because it supposedly shows wealth, right? Yeah. Yeah. Hold that, because I got some things. Go ahead.
And worketh it with the strength of his arm.
It worketh with the strength of his arm. You put strength into these things. When you put the Jay-Z poster on the wall, the Pamela Anderson poster on the wall, it was you. Right? You put it up there. You put your energy into that. That way when you walk in, you be like, who's there on the wall? The person you want to be like when you get older. Right? That's what they taught us. We put these things before the Father, and subconsciously we want to be those things. Right? Once again, nothing wrong with pictures. But who the hell you got up there? Who you got up there? Who you trying to look up to? Right? Why it ain't the apostles? Why it ain't Yahushua? Why it ain't King David? Right? Men, righteous men. Why it ain't Abraham? Why is it rappers and movie stars? You see? Go ahead.
Yea, he is hungry.
He is what?
He is hungry.
Right. He is hungry. Go ahead.
And his strength faileth. He drinketh no water. And is faint.
Read.
The carpenter stretcheth out.
Right. So what is it telling us? These cats that's making these idols is doing all this work to create this idol. Go ahead.
The carpenter stretcheth out his rule. And maketh it out with a line. He fitteth it with planes and maketh it out with the compass, and maketh it after the figure of a man.
The figure of a what?
Of a man.
Of a what?
Of a man.
See? Now, I'm going to have to jump, because I'm actually was going to read down all the way to 20, because it goes in deep. What verse are you at?
Verse 13.
Try to read it a little faster. Go down.
Come. According to the beauty of men.
Right.
That it may remain in the house.
Right.
He healeth him down cedars, and taketh the cedar and the oak.
Right. So now what are we talking about? We're talking about tree worship. We're talking about where and how they create these idols. Go from there. Go to Jeremiah 2:27, and then you can come in with what you got. Go to Jeremiah 2:27.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 27.
Go ahead.
Saying to a stop.
Saying to a what?
Saying to a stop.
Where does Christmas trees come from? The tree. The tree, right? And what did we do a lot in Babylon? Babylon, we were worshiping our people, yes, because we wanted to be so much like the Gentiles and the nations. We were worshiping the what?
Saying to a stop.
What did we say to it?
Thou art my father.
Thou art what?
Thou art my father.
So you have bowed to the stock. You created me. You're the God of gods, King of kings, right? Saying to a stock, read.
And to a stone.
And to a what?
And to a stone.
That goes into the cobblestone. So that's not new either. Right? That's not new either. The worship of a stone. Go ahead.
Thou hast brought me forth.
Right, thou hast brought me forth. Go ahead.
They have turned their back unto me.
Right?
And not their face.
And that's what we did. When we do these customs, when we celebrate these false holidays, we turn our back to the Most High. We're not. Why? Because you cannot think your prayer is being heard when you're celebrating these days. Oh Lord, give us grace. Right? Mercy. You saying all these Christian prayers, but the Most High is not hearing those things. Go ahead.
But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Yeah, you gonna cry for that tree when it's burning down your house? No, you gonna cry for who? Jesus. You gonna cry for Yahweh. You're oh Lord, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Get me out of this and I won't do it. No more. It's too late. Right? Go ahead.
But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee?
Read.
Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
See, this theme, this is nothing new, y'all. This idolatry, this worshiping other gods was done. The Babylonians was 548 BC. This has been going on. This is nothing new. What you got?
Go to Baruch 6. Baruch chapter 6 and verse 4.
I know where you're going. That's why I said.
Okay. Right. Baruch 6 and 1.
Baruch chapter 6 verse 4.
Baruch chapter 6 and verse 4. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood.
Right. The same thing that's been making us stumble for all these years. Carnal things. Something I gotta see, something I gotta be able to hold, something I gotta touch. Because why? We faithless people. We're faithless people. So they could put anything in front of a black man and he'll be like, that's my God. I'll kill for that. I'll ride for that. You'll be dedicated to that worthless piece of paper, the wood, right? Where this paper come from. Right? Oh, worship no Christmas tree, but you worship your paper or your gold and greenbacks. You'll dedicate more of your brain, what do you say? It lives rent-free, right? Your financial stability has a rent-free space in your brain. But the Father, somebody got to encourage you to consider. Most times not playing second fiddle, but that's the point of an idol. To take the space rent-free. Right? Go ahead.
Borne upon shoulders.
Somebody got to carry it. Who's carrying the Most High? Who got to hold up the Father? Right? You got to be like, come on, man. Why am I giving my dedication, my time, my spirit to something that needs assistance? When we're the ones that need assistance, right? So we should be going to the power, the only power that can help us. Right? The Christmas tree ain't nothing if you don't have a Christmas tree standing. right? You don't give it that water, don't it dry out? What kind of power is that, Reed?
Which caused the nations to fear.
And today that looks like, what do you mean you don't celebrate Christmas? You're not going to give the kids Christmas? That's like it's child abuse, not to let them serve this, a pet, not to let them sit on a stranger's lap. Like, I'm crazy for not lying to my children about somebody sliding through the chimney. Like, I'm crazy. I don't want to be around y'all. Y'all only want to see me once, 2 times a year. Right? You didn't call me December 1st. Right. You didn't call me December 22nd. Now, but I'm not around December 25th. Now you don't love me? Come on, man. That's when you get fearful at. Because those things are power, right? Go ahead.
Beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers.
Those that believe are actually going to beware, right? Are you now an alien in the eyes of Most High? Are you an orphan? Huh? You a stranger because you don't serve your true father. You serve your daddy, which is Esau, the nations, the evil deceiver. Go ahead.
Neither be ye afraid of them.
And don't be shook. They're going to cut you off because you don't come for a dinner. You listen. My number ain't changed. When you wake up, I'll be here. I'll put it on Facebook. Yep, I'm still in Virginia. No. How would I be upset that because they mad I'm not down at Christmas? Ain't nobody like one Bible verse to put up.
Right.
No class that I show that'll help you be mentally stable after you get your credit card bill. Right. That's in the red because you bought everybody a gift and you threw it in the bag. Right. Now you're depressed. Listen, we got classes that help you with depression. The Most High has words of wisdom that'll help you with that anxiety. Right? That Christmas tree, that Christmas gift, that ain't going to help. Keep reading.
When ye see the multitude before them and behind them.
Right, that's the masses. Right. Look what we weren't supposed to be doing what the masses is doing anyway. That's supposed to be like that. I must be doing something right because look what the world is doing. Everybody's doing Christmas. Everybody's doing, and they look at us like strangers, like pilgrims. But that's what we were supposed to be. Strangers and pilgrims. To wickedness. But not when it comes to the Most High. Keep reading.
Worshipping them. But say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee.
Right. Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to reverence? Right? Don't get distracted with what the multitude do. Don't get distracted and pulled away by what the non-believers do. Because their gods, their holidays can't even save them. It's going to be people at those gatherings who's going to be depressed. They're going to have issues. There's going to be people sitting there that's going to have issues that don't get talked about. But everybody's there in love. And everybody's there in Christ. That ain't no power. You got a pedophile uncle. He there. Nobody exposed him. Right? You got people that just misuse and abuse you. Y'all don't talk about it and bring it to some peace. But I'm supposed to be there for this idol day. Jump to verse 12.
God. Verse 12. Yet cannot these gods save themselves from rust and moths.
Yep. The Christmas tree get burnt down. It withers away. Yeah. Just like they little tis the season wax spirit. Watch after January. Y'all see it every year. Yeah. After they New Year's, everybody's all dry. They all dry. They done broke up with the people that they dropped the bag on. The kids done broke the Xbox. Right? The speakers done got stepped on already. Now everybody's sad. Go ahead.
Though they be covered with purple raiment.
The purple raiment is what you put them on a pedestal to be. You make them like something special. Yeah. You make that Christmas special.
You make it royal.
You make it royal. Come on. Last one. Go to Habakkuk 2:19. And the Most High is giving us this truth, woken us up in these last days to save us from all the pain that your family members are going to go through right now. And after these little whack holidays. Habakkuk 2:19.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 19.
Bring it out.
Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake.
Yeah, because you're going to be sitting there. You're going to be upset, depressed, broke, confused, destroyed. It said, woe unto them. Go ahead.
That said to the wood, awake. To the dumb stone, arise.
To the what?
To the dumb stone, arise.
Dumb stone. And if you following it, then what are you? The blind leading the blind.
Just retarded.
Fools leading fools.
Yep.
I mean, how hasn't our people seen that
Yeah. Oh.
in these last days? How haven't you seen that all the holiday family functions never kept the family truly together? Because you get around and you don't talk about nothing.
Yeah.
You only show love if somebody brings something carnal to you. How haven't we seen that? It's 2024. Read on.
It shall teach. Behold, it is late.
What did Christmas teach you? What did it say? Peace on earth and goodwill to all men. Did Christmas really teach that?
No.
Huh? Did Christmas teach Christ?
Hell no. Nope.
What's up, Mike?
I could say, just by being in the military, Christmas taught me that there's a lot of people that deal with a mass amount of depression. Because like we have, what you call them? Suicides, family dysfunctions that go through it. So the chain of command would have what is it? Like a conference saying that to prep you just to beware of these things, because a lot of people that go on leave, they come back disappointed and then being in depression because things happen at home that they can't fix, or somebody can't go on leave because, like how you said, that family time.
Yeah. Don't go home for Christmas holiday and choke your grandma out. Oh wait, no, let me tell a real one. Don't go to Thanksgiving Day and what did she do? The grandma stabbed the daughter and the son on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, and then they're repackaging these days, talking about Friends Day, Friendsgiving. Like, so once again, you're gonna take what the enemy, the beast, gave you, and that's our people. I'm gonna say that one for the next class, but they have taught the wicked ones their ways. You know what I mean? Because it's like you always want to rebrand something that they gave you and make it your own, and it's still folly.
Right.
It's still foolishness. Well, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm celebrating Friendsgiving. Right? Oh yeah, where did Friendsgiving start from, Negro? Where did that start from? Huh? Right, in 2000 BC.
It started with Friends. It started with the TV show Friends.
Oh, wow.
That's probably what it goes. Look it up. I bet you started with something.
No way, for real?
Yeah, it actually did.
Friendsgiving.
Started with Friends.
You black and you black, but you celebrate Friendsgiving. Come on, look at the white sitcom.
You come right out of a comic book.
Finish it up.
Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath.
Now, if you're looking at this theme, everything had to do with gold and silver. Like, you ever ask yourself that? Why do you dress up the tree? Why can't it just be a tree? All right, now think about that. Then, why are we dressing it up with gold and silver? Because first of all, ancient days, that was real gold and real silver, because you're giving homage. Just like when you put gold and silver on, right? You that guy, right? Huh? You want to bring it outside the shirt? You want to have it real right there, right? Yeah, you got to hang it over the turtleneck, right? What does it say when you got gold and silver on, right? Oh, you, huh? Right? You want to have the gold fronts? What does this represent? It represents prestige, right? Royalty, right? It gives you beauty,
That's right.
right? That's why you dress yourself up. What do you think you're doing to this tree? It's the same way. You're giving homage to this tree, and you're saying this is what it represents, right? As zombies. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, go from there. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 9. So when we read that definition earlier, what did it say about these different festivals, right? That we were celebrating. You give homage, right? And a lot of them had to do with what? That one definition. It had to do with debauchery. It had to do with sacrifice. What else did it say in the definition? I'm trying to refer back to that one definition y'all had earlier. Well, We don't remember the definition, but the Bible's going to speak on it. Come on.
God.
Wisdom of Solomon 14:9. Come on.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 9.
Go ahead.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike,
Right?
hateful unto the Most High.
Okay, so let's be real. Don't try to coat this over and act like, oh, you're not thinking of it that way. It's about what the Most High wants. He said it's hateful before the Most High. He said he hates it. He said the ungodly is hateful. So you don't get a pass because you're rebranding it. You don't get a pass. The Most High says he hates these things. Go ahead.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
See, all these people that deal with idolatry, the creators and the ones that bow down are going to be punished with them. Now we get it a little bit more why a lot of these things happen to good people. Well, they were a good family, but they all just got burnt up for Christmas.
Yeah. Valentine's Day massacre.
Yeah, why?
Why?
Why they're so good. They're so pure, right? Go ahead.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles.
Even upon the what?
The idols of the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
Shall there be a visitation.
The Most High is visiting them. Like this whole thing with idolatry and worship of these trees, whether Buddha, whether Hindu, whether whatever gods they're worshiping, the Most High is visiting them. Right? And guess what? The top deity you worship. Your white porcelain god. You look to master. The Most High is going to visit them. Go ahead.
Because in the creature of the Most High,
right,
they are become an abomination.
Because in
the creature of God,
right,
they are become an abomination.
Right. They being creatures of the Most High, what did it say? They use them, and now you bowing to the creature instead of the Creator, right? But they're abominations. This is abominable. Go ahead.
And stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
And these customs, the custom of Christmas, the custom of Hindu, pick your religion, and all these things that they serve. The Most High said they're stumbling block to your soul. That's why it's so hard for you to come out of it. That's why the guilt trip is harder than the Father. The guilt trip is more powerful than the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And a snare.
In a trap. It's a trap. Go ahead.
To the feet of the unwise.
To the who?
The feet of the unwise.
It's a trap to the unwise. You know what I mean? You teaching your kids lies about Kris Kringle and then beating them when they do speak lies. It's a trap to you. Go ahead.
For the devising of idols, which was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Of what?
Spiritual fornication.
You got physical fornication when you go around and sleep with other nations and sleep outside of marriage. But then you got spiritual fornication when you do the same thing spiritually with these other guys. This is what came from idolatry. So when you deal with the Christian, it's not a big deal. The Most High said it's hateful. He said, alike unto the Most High, the ungodly and their ungodliness. Right? Go ahead.
And the invention of them.
And the invention of them, the Most High hates it. Go ahead.
The corruption of life.
The what?
The corruption of life.
See, y'all don't understand. A lot of times, you just, we get this so much that we don't understand how serious it is. That's why there's going to be judgment and punishment on a lot of our people. Because you don't take it serious. You think what? It can be played with because you're not getting punished in the moment. But there's a lot of people that are being punished, man. A lot of people are dying because they do these things, because how they think, and they give reverence to the deities and gods and Oshun and this angel. And that's why they get caught up into the book of Enoch before the Bible. You get caught up into the book of Enoch telling you about angels before actually serving the Creator. Right? Go ahead.
For neither were they from the beginning.
They were not from the beginning. Go ahead.
Neither shall they be forever.
The Most High is going to destroy all these things. In the future, there's going to be no such thing. Any person steps out of line, or you over there trying to worship Buddha on the low, got a little statue, you're gonna be destroyed.
That's right.
Right?
Ah.
You got the Hindu, I was just meditating. No, you weren't. We read your thoughts, brother. Yeah. Go ahead.
For by the vainglory of men.
But where did this come from?
The vainglory of men.
Right. Now go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 10 and 1. And we're going to jump back.
Jeremiah.
We're going to go back and read down. We're going to read all that. Where is that? Right. Oh, I didn't finish it? Right. Go read down in verse 11. And then we'll jump to 10.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 11 from the top.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles,
right,
shall there be a visitation.
Right.
Because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination.
Go ahead.
And stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
And now you see why it's so hard for you to stand up. The scripture says in Psalms 94:16, who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity and against the evildoers? Why do you think it's so hard for you that know the truth to not separate from those that's doing evil, that's doing iniquity? Because it became a stumbling block to you. It's a stumbling block to your soul. That you considering that evil instead of the righteous of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I just was thinking.
No. Yeah. You just
Because coming, having a personal, coming into the truth, going, being a good family, right? You know, having family functions, gatherings. You got your cousins coming up from South Carolina. You only see them a couple of times a year. You know, we used to have sleepovers. You know what I mean? So it's like the holiday time that was a great time. What's wrong with that? Well, let's dissect it.
Yeah.
Let's dissect it. Is there white Jesus there? There's white Jesus, yellow Jesus, Chinese Jesus. It don't matter what Jesus is like. Matter of fact, his name don't even matter. Is there ham there? Absolutely. What kind of feast can it be without holiday ham? Yeah. Because God don't care what you eat. Right? Is your lesbian cousin able to come to the feast? Absolutely, because God loves her too.
It sounds like a whole feast of debauchery and madness, right?
But who's going to stand up against that? It's supposed to be us.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be making a clear stand that, like you said, that's separation.
And remember, nobody's saying go kick in your mama's door, flip the table over, take the Christmas tree and throw it out the window, right through the glass window. Nobody's saying that. What the Most High is saying, though, is who's going to be the ones that don't feel guilt because you're not doing it, or separating yourself from those things. You know, this be a hard thing for brothers. Like some cats is real family orientated. Yeah. You like you said, every year we did this. You dressed up. Matching sweaters. You guys was matching T-shirts.
Photos.
Right. Pathetic.
Sick.
Kentucky Fried. No, but go ahead. Read that Jeremiah 10 and 1.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
You should be writing this down, Jeremiah and Tay. Go ahead.
Hear ye the word of which the most slacken. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
See, why we're sticking to a lot of Baruch, that was during the Babylonian, Jeremiah during the Babylonian. A lot of these things we were doing come from the Babylonian Empire, because this is a Babylonian custom. Not only because all the gods of the nations are idols, right? But the worship of the tree and the stock, this has to do a lot with the Babylonian custom, right? Go ahead.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
See, and everybody getting dismayed. Some of those things that are in the sky are chariots. Some of them are planes. They're getting dismayed. We're in that period where you want to act a fool and you want to act stupid. Guess what? The Most High is sending his signs to show the earth. Some of those things are drones, but a lot of those things they're seeing is chariots, and nobody's picking up on it. Why? Because we're being dismayed at what goes on. A lot of the heathen are dismayed at them. They're looking up in the sky. They're like, what if, bro, it's too many. Now they're going to try to shoot them off the sky. You're going to see. I'm not saying some of them ain't drones. I'm not saying some of them ain't planes. But what you have to see is a lot of these things is the Most High showing signs in heaven as well. But we're not going to know that because who's giving us that information? Who's telling us they're the chariots of the Most High? Only us. We're the only ones that know that. They think they're green people, right? Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right. The heathen are looking up in the sky and they're dismayed at them. They're going loony over these things. They're going crazy. Go ahead.
For the custom of the people are vain.
Because when you deal with the heathen, the nations, they have vain customs, worthless things that they do, right? To settle their nerves, to calm themselves, to bring them one with themselves. It's always something vain. It's never something spiritual, right? That's why me and Shalamaya were talking about it. And I was meditating on after what she was saying about AI and everything AI brings. AI is going to dumb you down so much that you don't want to read. Like, when's the last time you opened up your book outside of class? Like, think about it. When's the last time you actually opened up your Bible, the paper, the wood that brings life, not the app, and literally open up the book? Because all these things, the white man, the way they think is so corrupt. They're creating things to deter your attention, fully from the Most High. Everything is created with them like that. That's why we're going through these scriptures to show y'all where these things come from. Stop thinking it's a game and understand. Look at your habits daily and see why it's hard for you to give yourself to studying and reading and being in the book. Why? Because they know what they're doing, what their customs, they're vain.
Yeah, because now what's your other modern day idol? Your phone. Your cell phone is your idol. You know, oh well, I don't have to open my Bible. I got the app for that. Yeah, but then how long are you on a Bible app before you go to Instagram, before you go to TikTok, before you go to this YouTube rabbit hole? Like how long? I mean, even when you sit in, it takes me at least, and I like that they were bringing that out in San Antonio. I gotta get my mind from off of the short-term disability they put on us to sit down and really say, I'm gonna read a chapter.
Yeah.
And when that tiredness pops up, let me push past and read another chapter.
Yeah.
Because that's getting back to the strength that we used to have once upon a time. Before these daggons, every little word is like, oh, what was that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You'll leave your keys at home before you leave your cell phone.
Y'all see the one TikTok where the girl's making the sound? And she's making the sound like yeah, and the mom keep going to the phone, and she keep doing it, and the mom keep going over there to the phone to look. Why? Because you're programmed.
That's a power.
It's a power.
That's a high power. We seen in the mall, the little girl was stealing. No, she's wrong. Could have just admitted to it, but no, they had her phone, and this girl was fighting for her cell phone. Why? Because you ever see these kids today? You take a phone for a child, they will lose it.
Phone and tablet.
They will fall on the floor and lose it.
Junkies, man.
Yeah.
They're junkies. Come on, let's finish this. Come on.
For the custom of the people are vain.
Right. Remember the vain customs and what they put before us. Everything is not to be accepted and used, especially if you don't have power over yourself. If you don't have power over yourself, then you can't use these things.
Yeah.
Right? You might as well do like the scriptures say, touch not, taste not, handle not. Touch not, taste not, handle not. You might as well just leave it, because if you can't control yourself and say, oh, you know what, let me open up the book and read, then their vain customs got a hold of you. You got to always be in control and know who you're giving your power to. Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Right, so once again, this is Jeremiah during the Babylonian Empire, right? So, this goes with the custom of Christmas, right? Because like I said, other ones we can go through too. But this goes through the custom of the tree. Go ahead.
The work of the hand of the workman with the axe.
If you've been paying attention, from when we were going through Ezekiel, when we were going through Baruch, it was showing us that this custom is something that you had to do. That's why Jeremiah is bringing out the detail. We know how to get a tree out of the forest. Why is he giving us the detail? Because he's reminding us to initiate, to bring this thing alive. Like it was saying in Ezekiel, like it's saying in Wisdom of Solomon, you have to go participate in that. You have to bring it to life. Whether you go buy the Christmas tree, you got to participate in that. Right? When you go buy the Thanksgiving dinner, you got to participate in that. You go buy the gift, you got to participate in that. It's on you. Right? Go ahead.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
There you go again. You see it? You see the theme? Like when he was going to Baruch and we read to the scriptures, it was always silver and gold. Why do you dress up the tree? Well, show me that. Where's that in Christianity? If you believe that, right? That Jesus Christ said, dress up the tree with gold and silver. Where is that? Where is that? Where's the tree at? Oh, Christ is the tree? Is that what it is? He's the tree. Show me that in the Bible. You see, this is the point. It said he was going to be hanged on a tree. First be he that hangeth on a tree. But it never said he was the tree. Right? And then we're supposed to go worship him and put the tree in our house and deck it with silver and gold. And that's why it says what? They do what?
They deck it.
They what?
They deck it.
Where does that language come from? That's old language. Right? Deck the halls with boughs of, I think, folly?
Folly. Well, it's holly.
Holly? But we say folly?
Yes, sir.
Follow. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But you know when you're in the mall, you're in the elevator, you what? Fa-la-la-la-la. You're like, what the? Right? Why? Because they put that in your mind continually. Go ahead.
They deck it they deck it with silver and with gold.
Go ahead.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Why is he telling us that? Because you got to go ahead and prop this thing up. This thing, you gave it power. You're giving it power. Nobody else. Go ahead.
That it move not.
Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree.
Uh-huh.
But speak not.
Right. Why does it say they speak not? Because idolatry, you think they're a god. You think it's a deity. And when you deal with this, go to that book real quick for them. Let's get a little bit out before we end class. Yeah, this book is called From Two Babylons. The Two Babylons of Papal worship. And this Edomite goes into the worship of all these different customs. There's another book, real good book we got that goes into where all these holidays come from. It's called The Fossilized Customs.
The fossilized.
The Fossilized Customs. And this one right here, Babylon, the Two Customs. It goes into Christmas, right? Where you at?
Okay, this is The Two Babylons, right? Author S.O.W, page 91. The festivals of Rome are innumerable, but 5 of the most important may be singled out for edification. Christmas Day, Lady Day, Easter and the Nativity of John, and the Feast of Assumption, right? It goes on to say, indeed, it is admitted by the most learned and candid writers of all parties that the day of our Lord's birth cannot be determined, and that with the Christian church, no such festival as Christmas was ever heard of till the 3rd century. Right? So what does that say? The followers of the Yahweh Shai of Christ did not keep this feast of Christmas.
Right, and it's showing you a lot of them know this though. A lot of these historians, a lot of these biblical historians know that this day is not the day of Christ, like his birthday, right? Go ahead.
Christmas was originally a pagan festival. It is beyond all doubt. The time of the year and the ceremonies with which it is still celebrated prove its origin. In Egypt, the sun Isis, the Egyptian title for the Queen of Heaven.
So now let me show you how this book is on point. How it's bringing it out, because you know these idiots that were online talking about, yeah, Christ was taken from Egyptology.
Right.
What they don't understand is that all the gods of these other nations are idols. So when you try to compare it to Christianity, remember, we don't believe in Christianity.
All right.
Of course it's going to match up, because what did they do with the Christian religion? They copied a lot of these different customs from the nations.
Right.
They think they dropping something on us, like, yeah, Christianity, Christ is from the god Isis. Is like, you big dummy. That's Christianity.
God.
That ain't got nothing to do with what the truth of the Bible says, because they made that up, right? What is taught about Christ, the way Christians think about Christ, is not what the Bible says. They got it all wrong, right? All the way up till the birth of, wait, is it Christmas? Or is it his birth? Which one is it? Right? I don't know. No, what do they say Christmas is? Because it's been a long time for me. It's birthday? It's birthday. So why is it mass then?
They're confused, sir.
They're confused, right? I'm like, why would you, if it's his birthday, why is it his mass? Right? It's confusion. But where it comes from is, go ahead, read on.
In ancient Egypt, the sun Isis, the Egyptian title for the Queen of Heaven, where's that in the Bible? Queen of Heaven,
Right.
was born at this very time. So this son of Isis was born December 25th. Because you won't find that in the scriptures, right? It says, the very name by which Christmas is popularly known among ourselves, Yule Day, right? You know that Yule, right? That's that log, right? How many of y'all used to sit there and watch the TV channel, the daggone Yule log burning, ain't nothing else on, right? It says, Yule Day proves at once its pagan and Babylonian origin. Yule is a Chaldean name for an infant or little child. And as December 25th, and as of the 25th of December, was called by our pagan Anglo-Saxon ancestors, not us.
Right.
Yule Day or the Child's Day. See, all of those concepts.
Yeah.
All of those
It's just like a stew.
They just mingle it up. Because think about it. What do they got you saying? Christ the Savior was born, the little baby Jesus. You sing all these songs, and you got these images of that has nothing to do with the Bible, but how many of our families like this is
the day.
Yeah, this is the day. Yeah.
And it's all goes back to heathenistic customs. You got more?
Let me find it.
Okay, read on.
God. They are upright as the palm tree.
Go ahead.
But speak not.
Right, they speak not because it's reminding you, the boogeyman is not going to get you. So you don't feel bad because you don't got the Christmas tree. It's not going to put a curse on you, right? Chris Kringle ain't going to, he's going to mark you on the bad list.
Compass is going to come get you.
On the naughty list. It's the naughty list, right? Go ahead.
They must need be moved. They must need be born.
Right, meaning moved, right? They must be carried. You got to go through this whole process. Imagine that, carrying a palm tree back in the ancient days, right? With your horse, you know what I mean? Your horse carriage, carrying a whole tree to your house to worship. Like we're thinking about it now. You jump in the car, you get the plastic one, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I seen something recently online that these people, you know how they put this stuff on the news now, that they were growing your own Christmas tree, right? And you can go pick it up. See?
Chop it down yourself too.
Yeah, you can chop it down yourself too, right? Go ahead.
Because they cannot go.
Because they cannot go without you. You have to do it. You have to perform it. Go ahead.
Be not afraid of them.
What? Why is he telling us be not afraid of a tree? We know that. But why is he telling us don't be afraid of them? Because what was told to us. Right, go ahead.
It's this is page 97, same book. The Christmas tree now so common among us, was equally common in pagan Rome and pagan Egypt.
Right. You see, I go over that a lot to remind y'all that a lot of these customs go all the way back to Babylon, right? Because remember, all this was from the beginning, right? When you deal with Esau, when you deal with Cain, what did Cain's lineage deal with? It started from them, right? So back where I was in Wisdom of Solomon, what did it say here? It says, for the ungodly and the ungodliness are both alike. It says, hold on.
Verse 9? Come.
Yeah, no, hold on 1 second. No, verse 12.
Come, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Right, see? So this has happened since the beginning of Negroes, of our people going off. Of the sons of God going off. When it says the sons of God laid with the daughters of men, what were they doing? It wasn't just sex. It was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It was all that. Right. You was what? What happens when you get with these nations?
They teach you their wicked ways.
They what?
Turn you out.
They turn you out. You thinking, oh, it's just going to be a relationship, and you what? You snoring coke now. You know what I mean? Why? Because they just do it for fun. Right? Huh?
You're wearing a kimono.
You're wearing a kimono. You take off your garment and you put on their clothes, right? Who was going to say something? Oh, go ahead.
Verse
no,
1.
that's it on that. Jump back. Where you at?
Oh, yeah. So back it says, so in Egypt, that tree was the palm tree. In Rome, it was the fir. If y'all look up fir tree, Google it real quick. What does it look like? The light would use chestnuts around the open flame. That's exactly what it was. Right? It says the palm tree denoting the pagan Messiah. Right? The mother of Adonis.
You see that right there? The pagan Messiah. So now, instead of you worshiping Christ, which is no image, right? You're worshiping an image. You're bowing to the tree. Go ahead.
Oh, it says, denoting the pagan Messiah as Baal Tamar. The fir tree referring to him as Baal Perith. Right? Either way, they were saying these are deities, right? That the tree was a deity. The mother of Adonis, the sun god, right? Where's that at in the Bible? And the great...
You remember that name Adonis, right? Go ahead.
And the great divinity was mystically said to have been changed into a tree.
That's right.
So they believe that this Adonis, the sun god, was changed into a tree. This is the origin of your Christmas.
And then you got the Babylonian incarnation that it was Nimrod. Oh, jump to it. Go ahead.
So then it says, therefore, the 25th of December, the day that was observed at Rome as the day when the victorious God, little g, no g at all, reappeared on earth, was held at the Natalis Invulsilis, that's Greek, Salaki, the birthday of the unconquered son. Now the Yule-log is the dead stock of Nimrod.
Remember, when you say you worship the stock, right? Go ahead.
Defied as the sun god, but cast down by his enemies. The Christmas tree is Nimrod, the slain god come to life again.
Every time we read that, it's like, that's scary. That's scary for you to have that in your house.
Yeah.
But that's why he said don't fear.
Don't fear.
You know what I mean? I know some of y'all live in the house with your mom and you're young and you can't kick the Christmas tree out, but that's why you need to get the hell up out of there. Right? You need to get up out of there and do your thing because they're bringing those spirits around you.
Speak.
Right?
Come on.
You understand that? Right. Go ahead and finish Jeremiah.
Be not afraid of them.
Don't be afraid of them. If you in the house and your mom and your dad don't know what the hell they're doing, you stay in the spirit, right? But that eventually you're gonna have to realize that I gotta grow the hell up to separate myself from these things because it don't bring a right spirit. Go ahead.
For they cannot do evil.
Right.
Neither also also is it in them to do
It
good.
doesn't matter if you're singing roasty nuts over a chest fire, whatever. A chest fire, whatever. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord,
Because there's no power like our power. There's no power like the Most High. He's not an idol. Right? Go to Jeremiah 7 and 18. So what do they do? What do they do when they get the Christmas tree? Right?
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 18.
Go ahead.
The children gather wood,
Right? So now, why they gather this wood? Go ahead.
and the father kindle fire.
Yeah, because now they're what? They want to sit over an open flame, right? They want to sit over the fireplace. Chestnuts roasting over open fire. Right? Go ahead.
And the woman need dough.
And what do the women do in the kitchen? What is Granny doing?
And the woman need their dough.
Yeah, because they got to make what? Read.
To make cakes.
To make what?
To make cakes.
Bruh, and you're telling me, bruh, this ain't right out. See, what we don't understand is that this is nothing new. You pop out of your belly in 2005, and then you're like, this is all new. It's not. It's all old. It's all old things that recycle things that they want us to do and follow. Right? Go ahead.
They make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
And what did we just read out? So how do we know that this Edomite Alexander Hislop is on point? First of all, because he's coming from the scriptures, and it's a historical thing that was going on. So he's adding the history. He's not even coming from a biblical thing. The Bible is telling us this is what they used to do back then. Knead the dough, bake cakes, dress the tree, right? Go ahead.
And to pour out drink offering to unto other gods.
Unto other who?
Unto other gods.
See, this is what it goes back to. Y'all see this? Go ahead, finish it.
That they may provoke me to anger.
What do they do?
That they may provoke me to anger.
And all you doing is pissing off the Most High. That's all you doing. You're taking away the mercy from you in your house. You're teaching your kids these things, and what are they going to do? They're going to teach their kids to worship other gods and other deities as well. Y'all see that? Go to Jeremiah 44:19. Jeremiah 44:19.
Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 19. And when we burn incense to the Queen of Heaven.
And what did they do?
Burn incense to the Queen of Heaven.
See? Go ahead.
And pour out drink offering unto her.
Yeah, because you what? You're having fun. You're partying, you're dancing, you're having a blast. And it's all in the name of this idea, this function. Because truthfully, let's be real. You can go meet your family anytime outside of the year and have a family reunion and get together, right? And commemorate brotherhood and sisterhood and things of that nature. And above all, how about if you were really serving the Most High, you can be celebrating the holy days and continually doing that anyway. Continually reverencing Yahweh, continually honoring the brotherhood, because how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. It's in these time and these feast days that you're doing it. Go ahead.
Did we make her cakes to worship her?
Go ahead.
And pour out drink offering unto her?
Go ahead.
Without our men?
Right. You see this? The Most High is showing us that these customs is no different. It's no different than what you're doing today. Go to Amos 5:21 real quick. I know we're pressed for time, so I had to skip over. I had to skip over a lot. I had a lot too.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21.
Huh?
I despise your feast days.
I what?
I despise your feast days.
I despise. No, I love it.
I despise your feast days.
Tis the season,
I despise your feast days.
You're just the Grinch.
I despise your feast days.
Go ahead.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
You think the Lord is smelling the pork? It's coming up to his nose. He says it's smoke in his nostrils.
Irritation.
It's an irritation. Go ahead.
Though you offer me burnt offering.
Right, and you're like, well, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to a deity. Well, how does the Most High feel about it? He said, I don't even want to smell that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your joy. I think your so-called joy. I don't want to hear that. Go ahead.
And your meat offering.
Right, and your meat offerings, because what was the meat? Go to Isaiah. Hold that. What is it? 66. Come on. Oh, hold on. What was the meat offering? Yeah. 66 and 17.
Come.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
That they sanctified themselves and purified themselves in the gardens behind one tree.
Right. Remember, we're still dealing with idolatry. Because all this was done, what, in worship. I'm cleansing myself to this God, right? I'm praising this God. Go ahead.
In the midst, eating swine's flesh.
No, what do they do?
Eating swine's flesh.
Why is the swine's flesh a staple at our people's table? Why? Why? The chitlins, huh? What else? I haven't been there in a while. What else is it?
Gotta have the ham.
Gotta have the ham hocks?
Gotta ham, ribs.
Oh, the ribs.
You got the pig feet.
The pig feet, for the southern folk. Huh? The whole pig?
The ham hock.
Everything. You eat the booty hole. Huh?
Paneer, the pork shoulder.
The pork shoulder.
You know
You gotta have the ham hock inside the green.
Oh, you gotta have the ham inside the greens. That's all of
The
it.
ham hock, yes.
The ham hock. Okay. You see this? Why is it swine? Think about this. Because how much more could you defile yourself? That's why when you go to what they did in the sanctuary in Hanukkah, they sacrificed swine flesh in the temple because they knew it was a defilement. So when Jeremiah is saying what our people are doing, because mind you, this is our people doing this madness, just like they're doing it now, right? Go ahead.
And the abomination and the mouse
Right?
shall be consumed together, said the Lord.
The Most High is not dealing with that. Go back to Amos 5.
God, Amos chapter 5 verse 22.
Go ahead.
Though ye offer me burnt offering and your meat offering, I will not accept them.
I will not accept them. The Most High don't hear the prayers, man. Go ahead.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat
Oh
beef.
Lord, we come together. We ask you to put your hand on this meal, Lord. Lord, we ask you right now, put your hand on this meal, Lord. Right? He's not putting his hand on this meal. He's gonna put their hand upside your damn head.
You're gonna catch the back end.
Yeah, he's not. The Most High. What did it say in Wisdom of Solomon? That's why I love that chapter. Go ahead, read on.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
What about the music,
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
Yeah, you want to come and sing a song and say something, baby. Say something from your heart, baby. We don't want to hear that. Go ahead.
For I will not hear the melody of thy
I
viol.
don't want to hear the vows. I don't want to hear the rejoicing. It's debauchery, right? Go ahead.
But let judgment run down as water.
Check that out. Most High is cold, man. Go from there, go to Proverbs 15 and 8, and then we're going to jump back to Wisdom of Solomon. I kind of remixed all this what I had here, but look, it's still coming out. Read that, Jeremiah. I said Proverbs.
Proverbs
15
chapter 15 verse 8.
Go ahead.
The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Most
But
High.
I'm doing it to the Lord.
Is an abomination to the Most
The
High.
Most High said He don't want your sacrifice. He don't care about your Christmas. He don't care about none of that. Y'all see this? See, jump back to Wisdom of Solomon.
God.
14. And start at verse 12.
God. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
See, and that's how you're spiritually betraying the Father. That's why when you go to Jeremiah 3, and he says, you adulterers and adulteresses in the New Testament, Because he tells us that we're whores, that we slept with every nation under the sun. Right? You'll go do everything. Everything. You get you a Chinese girl, you'll do Buddha. Right? You get you an Indian girl, you do Hindu. Right? You've been to these things. You get you a white girl, you'll do everything. Right?
God.
You said that's strong, brother. Got some experience over here.
God.
Go ahead, Rashad.
And the invention of them, the corruption of life.
It's the what?
The corruption of life.
Listen. All jokes aside, you better be getting the information. Get the information, read it, because you'll see that this is what the Most High is not happy with. Go ahead.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
See, they were when it says the beginning, meaning that the Most High didn't set this up in the beginning. It said wicked man made these things and they called it to them. It tells you it was the Messiah, right? Go ahead.
For by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world.
Right. See, there you go. By the what?
The vainglory of men, they entered into the world.
Go ahead.
And therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
The Most High is going to bring all this stuff to an end. Go ahead.
For a father afflicted with untimely mourning.
Right. So now it's telling you how they create these deities. A father afflicted, right? Untimely, right? He's going through something. He got a flesh disease. He's got an illness. He got a problem, right? The Alexander the Greats, right? Go ahead.
When he hath made an image of his child soon taken away.
Right.
Now honoreth him as a god.
Now do what?
Honoreth him as a god.
Check that out.
God.
It's telling you how these deities are made, how these gods of the other nations. You now, your child's dying, and you do what?
Idolize.
You idolize it. That's how Caesar Borgia come into play, right? You idolize that image. More than what the Bible says. Chesedek, right? Go ahead.
Which was then a dead man.
Which was a what?
A dead man.
This is where idolatry comes in. You worship these things. What did they say? The spirit of Nimrod went into the tree. Right? They idolize it. Why? He lives on. Where? In the tree. In the trees, huh?
So you bring the tree back to the house to bring Nimrod back to the house. And you give the gifts to Nimrod. You deck him out and beautify.
Yeah, you deck him out. He's your king now, right? Nimrod. Go ahead.
And deliver to those that were under him ceremonies and
do what?
Ceremonies and sacrifices.
See, now it ain't no more the ceremony of the Most High. Wow. You're celebrating witchcraft and the different ceremonies. And with these ceremonies, how do you know the difference between the cultish and these things, right? And righteous sacrifices. Read.
Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grows strong.
See, that's why. What are you doing at these? Holidays and these feast days? That's why the Most High said He don't want nothing to do with it, right? Because you start doing certain customs. Go ahead.
Was kept as a law,
right?
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
See, go ahead.
Whom men could not honor in presence.
Go ahead.
Because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored.
Right now, we use this for Caesar Borgia because Caesar Borgia it was also put up as a false idol. But this is still the Christmas tree. Why? Because we're finding out that whether it was Nimrod or who's the other god that the sun god Adonis went into the tree, or it's another variation of deity. Yeah, Molech, all these different gods. It's something that somebody dreams up and says, look, the God is in there, right? Go ahead.
To the end that by this, their foreignness, they might flatter him that was absent.
Right, see, and that's what they do. When you don't do it, when you don't flatter the people for celebrating these things, how they look at you. You're not carrying out the custom. You're not carrying out the ceremony. They look like there's something wrong with you. Go ahead.
As if he were present.
Right. Go ahead.
Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forth the ignorant.
Right, and we know who's the artificer now. Who's the artificer? Who pushes this idea to our people? The beast, right? The whore that sets out many waters, right? That all nations come to and bow. You got everybody celebrating Christmas. You ain't even American and you celebrate Christmas. Like, what the hell you got to do with that? But that's what America does. Go ahead.
To more superstition.
To more what?
Superstition.
Where's the superstition? A fat white man's gonna come down your tree and he's gonna deliver kids gifts on December 25th. With dancer,
Prancer.
Prince.
With a bunch of stripper
Help me out, y'all. I know y'all got it. Y'all still got it in y'all.
On Blitzen. On Blitzen. On Cute. Yup.
Right. There you go.
Donna, Blitz,
all the stripper names. All the stripper names.
Exactly, right?
All the stripper names.
What's up, Mike?
I was just at work today. We had a lunch for Christmas, and all week it was Spirit Week, so they were wearing pajamas. Like today, the date he came in with Santa Claus costume. Then another dude he came in with the Grinch mask.
Right.
And it's all full of Filipinos and other nations in there. They all Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Right. They just trying to be American. They just don't want to get deported, so they gonna follow.
It's funny. It's funny.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's funny because
I gotta be down, right? Or else I'm gonna ship my ass out of here.
Right. And it's funny because my company that I work for, they're all German. So all their heads is like, they're all saying this, they're like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. But hold on, go ahead, drop it. Where you at?
One of the superstitions associated with this Christmas, the mistletoe.
There you go.
That goes into pagan. So this is back in the two Babylons, right? Page 99. It says that mistletoe bow in the how you say that?
Druids.
Right?
Yeah.
Superstition, which as we have seen was derived from Babylon, was the representation of the Messiah. The branch. The mistletoe was regarded as a divine branch, a branch that came from heaven and grew upon a tree.
Like, think about it. Just ask yourself the obvious questions. Why do I set up the mistletoe? Why was that a custom? I don't know if they do it now. They still do that stuff? Like, think about that. Why do you do that? What does that got to do with anything with Christ? See, it's showing you that people are delusional as hell. They won't even ask themselves, well, why we do these customs? And then when you research the custom, you would see the whole full picture, right? But they're scared to do it because they're scared of people, right? They're scared of family. They're scared of friends. Go ahead.
Right. It says, the mistletoe was regarded as a divine branch, a branch that came from heaven. This is hilarious.
Wow.
And grew upon a tree that sprung out of the earth. Thus by engrafting of the celestial branch into an earthly tree, heaven and earth that the sin had severed were joined together. And thus the mistletoe bow became the token of divine reconciliation to man. The kissing began, the kissing being the well-known token of pardon and reconciliation. So basically, when you're kissing someone under that mistletoe, you're basically saying thank you to this holy branch that came and took sin away from the world.
Wow.
That's literally what you're saying.
Wow.
So your cousins be up there drunk, drinking eggnog. They're literally saying thank you to this Messiah.
Dang.
Is that not
idolatry?
Idolatry.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's why I went there to show y'all, like, straight out of the law. Okay. You got any questions on that tape? Okay. Did you have, I know it wasn't your question, but I'm sure this is probably new to you as well, right? You don't got no questions on that? All right. Anything online? We're going to go ahead and conclude class if nobody got any questions.
There's 2 questions online.
What do we got? Ecclesiastes 15 and 20, let's go there. Go to Ecclesiastes 15 and 20.
Ecclesiastes chapter 15 and verse 20.
Yeah.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
Right.
Neither hath he given any man license to sin.
Right. This goes with, go to James 1 and 13. This goes right with this. 15, he said 20, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I know your question is in 20, but just to show everybody what this is talking about, start at verse 12.
Come.
I like reading up. Context is very important, and for y'all to really understand what you're reading, you gotta read up, right? So read that real quick.
James chapter 1, verse 12.
No, read from 12.
15, verse 12.
And then we'll go to James. Go ahead.
Say not that, he hath caused me to err.
Right, because that's the mentality of a lot of people, like, God made me do it. Why'd you kill your wife? Oh, I heard a voice. God told me to go kill my kids with a stone. It's been said, right? Like, a voice told me to do it. You know, I had to do this. I had to go shoot everybody up. So, read.
For you have no need of the sinful man.
The Most High don't need that. The Most High don't tempt you with evil. So, no, it wasn't the Most High. It was demons. It was Satan. It was that negative that you gave into, right? You don't need a sinful man. Why'd you watch porn? See, this is why you got to be careful when cats say the Most High. There's no free choice. There's no, how's it go? There's no free will, right? Yeah, that the Most High makes me do. That's not true. If there's no free will, why did Moses say, choose ye this day life or death, right? Why is it telling us here that when people do these things, it's not the Lord's? The Bible don't contradict itself. It's showing us that you have a choice. Now, every time I talk about that topic, I do want to come back and remind us, can the Most High intervene? He's the power of powers. Yes, he can intervene. When he said he hardeneth who he will, that means that what? He intervened, right? Okay, go ahead.
The Most High hateth all abomination.
Right, so the Most High don't get you to do that. Go ahead.
And they that fear the Most High love it not.
Read.
He himself made man from the beginning, and left him in the hand of his counsel.
See, he left you to your counsel. Now, if your counsel is evil, your advice is evil, then your decisions and your choices are going to be evil, right? The tree is going to bring forth that fruit. Go ahead.
If thou wilt, to keep the commandments.
If you will, you're going to do what?
Keep the commandments.
It's on you to keep the commandments and the laws. Nobody can force you. No matter how much we hoorah, we dance up here, we sing, we have pom-poms, we go float through this scripture to that scripture and 1,000 scriptures. It doesn't matter. It's all on you, your will to love the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And to perform acceptable faithfulness.
See, and for you to realize that you have to be faithful to the gospel. Right? Go ahead.
He hath set fire and water before thee.
Right?
Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt.
Right. He said it. Which one do you want? There's fire on one side, water on the other side. Which one do you want? Right. You want Christmas? Or do you want the Most High's feast days? Right. You're going to have the choice. You want crack? Or you don't want to do it, right? Right? You want pornography and beating off? Or you want what? Control of the flesh, right? Like, I can keep going, right? Because you always have choices. And the choice is based on your heart, what you desire more. Go ahead.
Before man is life and death.
Right? And a lot of these decisions is what? Life and death. You keep doing that, wickedness will bring you to death. Right? Go ahead.
And whether him liketh shall be given him.
And that's what it comes down to. What you like. Because it's not Satan. Don't blame it on Satan either. Satan tells you. But Satan don't take your hand and say, you know what I mean? Here, look, stab him. Ah! What did Denzel do on Gladiator 2? Y'all see that?
God.
Don't say it. All right. We'll give it away. But he grabs his hand and starts right. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
For the wisdom of the Most High is great.
Right.
And he is mighty in power.
Read.
And beholdeth all things. And his eyes are upon them that fear him.
Right. So the Most High is looking for the ones that believe and fear him. He's looking, those are the ones that need grace, right? Go ahead.
And he knows every work of man.
Right.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
Right.
Neither have he given any man license to sin.
So you see, now we can see the context of where it gets to that point, we can see what it's talking about. The Most High don't make you do anything. You have a choice to do it, And what does it say in James? Read that.
James chapter 1, verse 13.
Right.
Let no man say, when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High.
Oh man, the Lord put it on my heart. If it's righteousness, it said the Spirit will guide you and you would do right. If it's wickedness, that's not the Lord. That's your choice and you choosing that choice. Go ahead.
For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil.
Right.
Neither tempted he any man.
Go ahead.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
And what happens when that candy, that lust, that taste, that desire is set before you? Go ahead.
And enticed.
He's what?
Enticed.
Right? You know, like back in the days, the candy is propped before your eyes, and you're what? You want that. The back of your gums start shooting up, right? Because you want the taste of that, right? Well, that's how the flesh is. Go ahead.
Then, when lust have conceived,
go ahead,
it bringeth forth sin.
Right.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
So the Most High is not telling you to sin to destroy you. This is not him tricking you into doing that's not the Most High. That's the Wizard of Oz. Right? The Most High don't deal like that. Right? So just to answer that question.
So his question is, just wanted help getting understanding if this only applies to Israel since Esau and the other nations are wicked.
No, everybody has their choice. Let's talk about Esau. First of all, how about before we go to Esau, let's talk about Cain. Right. Did not Cain have a choice? God. Okay, now let's bring it down to Esau, because if you want to really deal with this evil seed, the evil root, it started with Cain. Right. And that same spirit went to Esau. Now, did Esau not have a choice to sell his birthright? Right, let's go there. Hebrews?
Hebrews 12, verse 16.
Got it. Go ahead. Where are we at?
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
Right, wait till they get it. See, he had a choice. He definitely had a choice. Go ahead.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person,
right,
as Esau,
right,
who for one morsel of meat,
right,
sold his birthright.
He sold his birthright. He had the choice. Right? Now, I'm going to say it again. There is times where the wicked are like Pharaoh. The Most High put the Spirit to do what?
Harden their hearts.
To harden his heart, right? Now we're going to go to Romans 9. Read on in there.
Time.
You know, and you know what? I want to clarify myself. Because the funny thing is, I was going over this the other day. Esau was hardened. So when you ask that question, I should have been more specific. Because Esau, as well as Pharaoh, was hardened, according to Romans 9. But man, outside of them, were given the choice. All right? Because I was going over it the other day. It's the spirit you're asking that. And I realized, like the word says, that Esau, the spirit was put on him to what?
To give up that birthright.
To be this beast.
Not upright within.
Right. All right. So let me correct that really quick. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 17. For ye know that how afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing,
right,
he was rejected.
Right.
For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
Okay, so yes, let's go to his question in detail. Because when you go to Romans 9, it tells us there, no, we're going to start just 11, straight to the point. Yeah.
Romans chapter 9, verse 11.
Yeah.
For the children, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God, according to election, might stand.
So that's why I had to correct. As he was telling me, the Spirit was like, hold on a second, Romans 9. Esau. But does that apply to everybody? No. Esau is the anomaly when the Most High, and what the Most High created the wicked for, right? But all the other nations in Israel, we have a choice. You know what I mean? Now, when you go to Ezekiel 33, it tells us, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed. So Esau got the Bible, right?
God.
Do they have the choice to do right?
God.
So I guess we can argue and say, do they really got the choice? Because if the spirit in him is not upright, right? What's going to be the outcome? No. His choice is going to be the wrong choice. Like for instance, it said that the wicked restore the pledge and give again that he had robbed and everything. And we all, right here, all of us, did a census and said, do you feel that the white man, it's in him to give everything back and to come back and say, you know, we taught lies? Is it in him?
Wow.
Now, are you just saying that because you're a Hebrew Israelite, or are you dealing with reality?
Reality.
And that's what I'm saying. Reality, there's that man is never going to say, you know what, we lied to you, we stole everything, we raped, we robbed, we murdered. You know what, for me to come into the kingdom, I got to give it all back, right? Plus, so in the sense is that he is set, right? Like Romans 9 says. All right? Go ahead, read down.
Not of works,
right?
But of him that calleth.
But of him that calleth. So, in essence, Esau didn't do nothing. The Most High put that spirit on him to be the what? The enemy. The villain.
God.
Right? Go ahead.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right.
God forbid.
Go ahead.
For he saith unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth,
Go ahead.
but of God that sheweth mercy.
Right. So, in this instance, when you look at Esau, his path was already set. It's just the steps had to fall in place. It's powerful. It's scary powerful, though. Right? The Most High is not a joke. Right? Go ahead.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right. Now, he's bringing out Pharaoh, but what is he doing in the story to show us what he did to Esau?
Comparison.
He's comparing Pharaoh to Esau and showing us what was Esau created for. And that's why when you read down, it tells us, right? Go ahead.
That I might shew my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. Okay, so, hopefully you're a man of the sword, that you know that this doesn't apply, the choosing doesn't apply to Esau. He was the anomaly. And I'm going to say it again. Not only that, how many of us will go off, right? But you're chosen. You will fall. You will make mistakes and you're chosen. I should say not only him, right? And the Most High will do what? He will whoop you and bring you back. Yeah, he gave you a choice. I say this all the time. He gave you a choice, but you need to get back to where you're supposed to be, right?
God.
The Most High put certain things in your path to lead you back down the right path. Like a father would do his child, right? You ever watch your child and they're doing something that is going to lead? I watch them all the time. I'm like, is somebody going to run and just dive on the edge of that stair and just pow. And I be watching them, all the kids, I be watching, and you're waiting, you're letting them do what they do, but what happens? You intervene if you have to. The Most High intervenes when he has to. So I think that's clear by all the scriptures and putting them together. He gives you a choice, but when he wants to step in, he steps in. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy. And whom he will, he harden.
Right? And whom he will, he hardened. So what is it telling us? Pharaoh was hardened. Right? Pharaoh was hardened. Esau was hardened.
Right.
He hardened him for what? His purpose. Right? Go ahead.
Thou wilt say then unto me.
We would all say, why? Why did the Most High condemn him to a death? Well, that's what he wanted. Somebody has to be the villain in this story, right? Go ahead.
Why do he yet find fault?
Well, that's what he's asking. That's what Paul is posing, right? Well, why does he have fault with him? What
has resisted his will.
There you go. Who resisted the will of the Most High? When he wants to change your trajectory, he can do that. Right? Go ahead.
Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
And what you gonna say? Well, I thought we had free will. We do got free will. But when the Most High wants to intervene, he will intervene. Go ahead.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Right.
Have not the potter power over the clay?
Have not the potter power over the clay. So it's showing the power of the Most High. All right. Does that, hopefully that answers your question. Huh? All right, who else? And, I mean, that makes sense? That makes sense to y'all? Yeah, that the Most High gives us a choice. But when he wants to intervene as a father, he will. When he wants to change certain things, he will. Right? All right, where we at?
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 6.
Go ahead.
No. Can I get edification in Ephesians? And have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. Yeah, Ephesians 2 and 6.
Ephesians 2 and 6.
Yeah, she wants edification.
Ephesians 2 and, hold on a second. Ephesians 2. Start from 5. It's gonna give us the understanding.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 5. Even when we were dead in sin, even when we were dead in sin, have quickened us together with Christ.
Right. So when we were dead in sins, the Most High gave us the word, right? And he brought us back to life. He gave you grace and brought you back to life, right? Because you were, remember, we always go through this, right? When you were in the world, you were doing filth. I know a lot of us don't think we were wicked, but we were wicked, and we were doing wickedness. And did he call you when you were clean and right? No, he quickened you when you were dead, right? You were dead in sin. Go ahead.
By grace ye are saved.
Right, and he did it through grace. Something given, not deserved. You didn't deserve it, but he shined his light on you and said, here's the word. Let me change your trajectory because I'm going to give you the opportunity to come back to the Father. Let me see what you do with it. Go ahead.
And have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Christ Jesus.
He said what?
And made us sit together in heavenly places in Christ Jesus.
Right. And one thing that we were going to go over tonight, and that, you know, the brother's question came up, when we go through Romans 8, and we're going to pull it, it tells you, it says, if so be. Like, yeah, we can be in these heavenly places, or we're going to sit in these heavenly places with Christ, right? Because he told the apostles, you're going to sit on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So if that's the part you're talking about, sit on heavenly places, that's future tense, right? If we continue, we will do what? We will sit in heavenly places. We will be there with the Son of the Most High, judging the 12 tribes, sitting on his right hand. He said he's going to separate the sheep from the goat and put the goat on his left and put the sheep on his right. We will sit there if we continue, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. That in the ages to come, he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness toward us through Christ.
Right. So where are you at?
Romans chapter 6 and verse 5.
Yeah.
Romans chapter 6, verse 5. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death,
Right.
we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
Meaning, we want to sit with Christ in heavenly places. What do we have to go through? The death.
The likeness of his death.
The likeness of his death.
God.
So we don't, we remember, we got to put the precepts together, because if it's just he renewed us and gave us grace and then we automatically get a seat on the right-hand side of God, then we're cutting out so many other scriptures, which is what? He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved.
God.
Right? If you suffer, a lot of people, many are called, but few are chosen. So the process has to happen before we just get the seat, right? But it's promised, right? You're going to sit on heavenly places if you continue. If you go through the death of the old man, the old woman, the Most High will sit you next to his son, right? Go ahead.
Knowing this, that the old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed.
Right. See? So it's just showing us that there is the promise, but there's a process to receive the promise. It wasn't just going to be given. Remember, don't be like Christianity, you are saved. Like the Bible says, you are saved. You got to understand what he's saying. You are saved if you continue. If we go back, then how are we saved? Remember, it says, woe be he that put his hand to the plow and draw it back. Right? So it's a continuance in there. Let me get this other one. Did you finish that? Go ahead.
That henceforth we should not serve sin.
Right. That henceforth we shall what?
That we should not serve sin.
What about if we turn back to sin?
That we should not serve sin.
So this is contingent on what?
That we shall not serve sin.
Right, exactly. So we're not gonna, we shouldn't serve sin. Oh man, this goes right to what we was gonna touch on tonight. Go to Romans 8 and 11. I know this, bro. We not gonna do a whole nother class. Nah. We just gonna hit this one. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 8, verse 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ.
Remember, we're talking about being raised in what? Set in heavenly places, right? Same thing. Go ahead.
He that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you.
Right. But now it's going to give us a little more detail. Go ahead.
Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh.
You see? But you gotta pay what is owed.
That's right.
Right? You're a debtor, not to the flesh. Go ahead.
To live after the flesh.
Go ahead.
For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
See? So what has to happen if we want to be raised to heavenly places?
Kill the deeds of the body.
The deeds of the body got to be killed.
Got to be paid back in the spirit to the Most High.
So there's got to be a resurrection. Right? That goes into the 1 Corinthians. The 1 Corinthians about resurrection. Don't you know, old man, that which dieth it cannot go through the process of living again except it die. So what has to happen? We gotta die. And how do we die? We mortify the deeds of the flesh. What's up?
It's like I grew up. You could say I grew up a farmer, right? Understanding agriculture, the germination of seed, right? You understand that it, like if you don't wrap your mind around the seed has to die, right? You don't just take a seed you just grab out of fruit after you ate an apple, after you ate an orange, right? You don't just throw that seed in the ground and expect something to rise up. No, that seed has to die first.
They gotta go through the germination process.
You gotta go through that process.
Yeah, that's us. But yeah, we were gonna actually touch on that tonight. Well, we will do it next week though, because we got a problem. We have a battle, which we all are in this battle of brothers and sisters dealing with the flesh. They don't know how to overcome the fleshly desires and things that weaken them. So we gotta constantly go over topics like this because you brothers need help, sisters need help, right? Well, that's it. Anything else? All right. So hopefully that was clear. Your questions were answered. Yeah.
I have a question in Ecclesiastes.
Okay, Ecclesiastes what?
26 and 5.
You got 3 hours? No, that's
I wanted to ask, so I was reading it and it says that there were 4 things, that it was only mentioned, 3 things were only mentioned. So I was wondering if it was the death that he was afraid of, or if he was referring to verse 6 as being the 4th thing that he was talking about.
20, yeah. Come on. Read it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 5. There be 3 things that mine heart feared, and for the 4th I was so afraid. The slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than...
So you see that a lot of times. It's like, it's how, like, poetically saying, like, I won't even mention the 4th one. Yeah. Like, you'll see that. And then they mention, like, it says 7 things I hate. Right? And sometimes it's just the wording. That's all it is. Yeah. But it's telling you here, how many things it's telling you here? It's telling you 3. Right? And then it says, you know what? I'm going to double check this real quick. Watch. Because you look up in the Revised, sometimes you know how they do English. Remember, nobody was writing number 1, 2, 3. So sometimes when they word it, and because they add numbers to it, you think that's the next verse. But it could have flowed together. You see? So sometimes, yeah, 26 and what?
5.
Yeah. I mean, all we got is the Greek to look at. But I want to just double check. 26 and 5. Yeah, see, so of 3 things my heart is afraid, and the 4th I am afraid. The slander of the city, the gathering of the mouth, a false accusation. All these are worse than death. There is grief of heart and sorrow when a wife is envious of a rival. Right. So I mean, it could have been the 4th. You know what I mean? How he worded it. You know what I mean? Like I said, putting it in English changes the content of, you know what I mean? The line where they put it and all that. So, yeah. There is a grief of heart and sorrow when a wife, is envious of a rival. Yeah. They write it different in here too. So, there it is. There's the 4th. Envious woman, a wife that's... Yeah, look out for that class. I'm going over a class on envy next week. That's for the sisters class. So if y'all going to be sick, that's the day. That's the day to be sick. Day to be sick.
Next week, we got
Next week. Oh, dang. We're gonna be feasting next week.
You know, the next week,
We're gonna be having fun.
we can put it on pause and drop that class.
Just drop the class.
That's still feasting.
We're gonna put the feast of the Lord on the Lord.
No, that's still feasting because it's Thursday. The kingdom of heaven is not meat and drink.
Listen, brothers and sisters, we won't be here next week because we'll be celebrating the feast. Hopefully, you'll be doing the same thing. All right. We're gonna restart the Friday after the feast. All right. Let me remind y'all, we do need help with the schools. We can't do it alone. All right. So we're asking y'all to make sure whatever help y'all can do, help. We're trying to get out of this place. We need help. All right. The guy came to the building. It doesn't go nowhere. Right. Y'all know the deal. Ain't nobody rich and jets and all that. We do this on our own back. Nobody gets funding. We do this on our own back. So please remember that and don't forget alms. All right. Other than that, let's say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right.